thud. Of course, the thought does occur that the closer we get to the end of the year, the fewer people are going to actually be around because they'll be spending time with their families and their friends doing real people stuff. And yet here I am, playing a Vigima game against the clock. Because I intend to spend the New Year's countdown with my family also, because I'm just like that. That being the case, I should probably just hurry up and get started with the game. I have been assured that company will be kept by me in a short moment. By which I mean, at least someone is going to drop into the chat very shortly. Indigo is already here. Squad fam represent and other type responses to people. Of course, while I'm setting up the stream is the best time to be in the chat when I'm doing console games, because of course, I think I've not adequately explained it before, but the way my room is set up is my computer is 90 degrees perpendicular. Well, 90 degrees is perpendicular. It's perpendicular to my TV, so I have to choose between reading the chat or playing the game, and that's sort of difficult to do when you're playing a game. Calibrate. Good, we have calibration. It's like celebration, but calibration, because it's spelled differently, and it means something else entirely. Huh. Anyway, we have a Kraken to consume. And also, we need to get the key to get to the Kraken first. It's like, I can just imagine that the boss of the Sandship is just sitting there in the ocean like, I have a name, Tess. Because clearly everyone in Hyrule just sort of talks like that. Well, of course they would, because it's fashionable, because that's how Zelda talks now. Am I going in the correct direction? Okay, good. It's funny, because before I left earlier, I literally looked right at the door that I would need to go through in order to get the... Well, as I understand it, we need to use a key to get a key, because Zelda level design. Did I pick up 2 arrows on the way here, or did I hallucinate some numbers? Well, whatever. Is there a mini-boss for the boss key? Because sometimes there is, and sometimes there isn't. I don't remember. Ooh, there's a hallway made of stairs. It's made of stairs. Silver fragments falling, they are. Oh, there is actually more dungeon left than I thought. Oh. I need to be not now. Well, thanks for warning me, game. I need to go and make it be a different period of time. Oh. Which reminds me, I don't remember who I was watching. I was watching someone earlier today, and they were doing a Let's Play of some game. I don't know. I know that there was some mention of a volcano, and they said Skuldera when they meant... Oh yeah, it will have been Rabbid Luigi, because he was doing the DLC of Breath of the Wild. Noises. And he referred to the caldera of the volcano as a skuldera. That's part of the pun of his skuld plus caldera. That was the name of the boss here. And now that we're in this room, I'll need to change time again, and see how time has changed over time. I was hoping that I could just change the time without, like, I was hoping I wouldn't have to fight the scorpions by changing to a time period where they don't exist, but I appear to have lost the stone. There it is. I need to romance the stone with an arrow. Yeah, I don't understand why some streamers don't do that. I mean, well, I half do, actually, to be brutally honest, because I know some... Like, with some people, they'll just type random bullshit in the chat just specifically so that, like, they could be immortalized on a stream, and, like... That's why I have moderators, but even then... Because, like, there are some people who are so selfish that they'll... You know, it's a matter of weighing up how one feels, because there are some streamers that I've seen who go out of their way to not show the chat, and then, like, you can hear them reacting to the... Like, it's sort of like a Carol diagram, if you will, of do you react to the chat, do you not react to the chat, do you show the chat, do you not? And I'm the type who reacts and shows. I've seen a lot of people who react but don't show. No, and obviously there are some that show but don't react. And what's the remaining combination? I'm sort of too busy playing a game to pay any attention to it, and sort of paying no attention to my health. And apparently there is no particular mini-boss to this dungeon. I know there are some Zelda games that pride themselves on having dedicated mini-bosses for their boss keys and I'm just giving no shits about my health just because I know that I'll be able to heal for completely free before I get to the actual boss itself, so I'm not being bad, I'm just being lazy. There's a difference. Oh, Elliot is also here. And I shall just, while I'm getting that, I shall read the chat. Wow. Huh. See, that's part of the reason why I stream on YouTube rather than Twitch, because I'm sure, well, I mean, for one, if I streamed on Twitch, then I might be eligible for some form of partnership, but I don't know, because I don't, like, dedicate my time to streaming in the same way that a lot of Twitch partners do, so I don't know if I'd necessarily qualify. But even without that, YouTube automatically archives your streams, whereas I don't know if Twitch does, and even then, I'd want to put it on YouTube, and if it's already on YouTube when I finish the stream, then that just saves a lot of hassle on my part. And, Simon, good evening, and may we all have a year. And, yeah, thanks for dropping in. I appreciate your presence, and I regret not being able to come to more of your streams, because they are fantastic times. Now, lucky for me, in order to get to the boss, we need to pass through a room that is containful of an entirely full heal, so I can go and partake. See, I sort of feel bad for, like, because with my Patreon videos, those are scripted videos, obviously, and the way I have those set up, it's like, it's 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off for production, and obviously, in months that have 5 Fridays, that means I have 2 weeks on and 3 weeks off. And I always feel as though, look, I need to dedicate some time to writing the next script and filming them, so I don't need to bash it all out in a week, because there have been several Patreon videos that I've done that I've literally filmed and edited and turned around in like 2 days or 3 days, which I really don't like having to rush them like that, because, you know, I mean, it doesn't affect how much effort I've actually put into making the videos, but I just like having more time to play with, because obviously then I don't need to panic about it. But, you know. Yeah. I appreciate that, Simon. It's just, I don't really, like, I don't think I honestly stream enough to properly justify sort of pursuing Twitch full-time anyway. Because, like, I do have the intention of, like, in the new year, getting back into streaming regularly. It's just that, for the moment, I'm kind of... Also, Indigo, I do like that format from you, so I certainly would be in favour. But, yeah. Like, I do intend to get back into streaming regularly in the new year, but my priority is to finish off Danganronpa as a series first, so... Oh yeah, there's actually a seat in here as well, so never mind. But, yeah. Once I finish Danganronpa... Link, can you swing sideways, please? Thank you. I'm gonna finish Danganronpa, and then once that's done, I'll get back into streaming like a normal person. Or, well, how I originally planned on doing it, which was during the week. Though... But, yeah. So... Yeah, I will go back to streaming regularly because I know that's a thing that people enjoy when I do, and... Another thing of that as well is, I think I mentioned this in the previous stream, but should I do this more often where, when I do my streams, should I be in the voice chat so that fellow Lively Planet people can sort of come in and co-commentate at their leisure? Because that was intended to just be like a little festive end-of-year celebratory thing, but in the end it just ended up being massive fun for all involved, so... Anyway, we have tentacles, and for some reason the only thing that can cut them is a Skyward Strike, which I think is personally rather offensive. Speaking of offensive, who goes there? Nobody. Tentacles! Broadway! But yes, I find it personally offensive that you can't just cut the tentacles, you have to Skyward Strike them. Sacred... It has to be bloody Sacred Power. Now, presumably, by the things that were said before the stream, I'm guessing it's Heather that's joined, and then there have been complications causing a lack of audio sound. Again.
Has the fact that I've been complimenting how much you sounded like Matthew Matosis just been lost?
Yes. Also,
okay.
Welcome to being audible.
The fact that you need to Skyward Strike these is highly unreasonable and offensive.
Yes, it's... Dive down into Death Mountain, solve 32 puzzles under the surface of the world. and fuck Princess Ruto with a big fish. I don't remember the exact wording of that.
I mean, go for it. That's fine. We can make a new one with our own mathematosis with blackjack and hookers.
But I mean...
This is a really cool setup for a dungeon, though. I'm not sure if I've mentioned that already.
Oh, I agree. And also the notion of, like, the way the boss room works, where the boss room actually isn't the room at all. You go through it and just the entire door disappears behind your ass. Actually, which side is behind your ass, to be fair?
That asks a better question. Which way is your arse facing?
Exactly.
I'm sorry, does it make you feel uncomfortable when I say arse?
Well, I imagine it would make you feel more uncomfortable because Arceus. But we've been over this.
That's why I call it that and stress the arse. Because it's dumb.
Which just reminds me of welcome to the Museum of Ass. Enjoy your stay. Mike Wazowski. Thing is, I like how the only reason you can't go back through the door is because the fancy decoration around it disappeared, and badly. But yeah, I've not seen Monsters Inc. in years. I only know that that's how it's pronounced because of exactly one vine, and I couldn't tell you which one it is if you paid me. But you could pay me anyway, please. I have a Patreon. Tantalus, the abyssal leviathan, the abysmal lesbian. Sure, we'll go with that. E. Die, tentacle. In the words of Yuki.
You don't belong in this timeline.
Tentacle porn. And in the words of Joff.
That belongs in every timeline.
In the words of Joff, I don't like this. I do like just how deadpan she says that as well. And it's tentacles. How much more slicing do you require? You beast of a thousand yeasts.
Dicing.
A yeastly beast. Open your goddamn eye. There we go. Lie your ass down so that I can slice you open. Or completely miss because perspective is being blocked by tentacles. It's tentacular.
More phenomenal.
How many times do you have to poke Tantalus in the armpits to get them to laugh? Tentacles. How do you make me laugh? Testicles. Haha, balls.
No!
Meow. Do you have a problem with ball humor? Ah!
Certainly not. I just played Knights.
Meow. Oh, you're over there now. The abysmal lesbian.
That's fine. Let's see if you can make your bowl as big as mine.
Oh, ow. Thing is, I never interpreted it that way, which... I'm not innocent, but still.
Oh, jeez, that's my glowy eye! I use that to see! Ow!
Very specific. Which reminds me, the American name for guide dogs, why?
Seeing eye dogs?
Yes, why?
Because they can actually see out of their eyes?
Yes, but they guide. All eyes are seeing eyes unless they're blind, and...
Exactly!
The default state of an eye is being able to see.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have just, like, seeing eye is like saying walking foot, or, like, driving car. Like, what's the alternative here? Then I have that...
blind!
But that's not the default. Like, obviously...
It is for blind people!
But I have to word this carefully, because otherwise it sounds like I'm being ableist against blind people, and that's not my intention. But,
no,
as I understand it...
So far.
As I understand it, is it not the case that blindness is caused by a defined problem with the eye? Therefore, you know, or like burning fire. Show me a fire that doesn't burn, Heather.
I mean, I was a really big fan of the Fire Within books when I was younger. The second one of those is called cold fire, if it's not obvious.
Well, then it burns with a cold flame.
Exactly.
It's still burning, though.
Damn it! Okay. The fire that's about to go out stopped burning, but it's still on fire.
No, it's a smolder that smolders.
Not if you snuff it.
Well, then it's been snuffed out and it's no longer a fire.
Not if you cut it off from the bottom.
Then you're just being overly specific.
What about the fire that burns within my heart? It doesn't really burn.
Well, it's not really a fire either.
God damn it, Tess!
Oh, I can just slice these with my sword. Never mind then. Can you stop spawning these infinitely so I can kick you in the face with my bow?
Oh my god, that's weirdly sexual.
I know I am, but what are you?
Well, I always thought you felt differently, Tess. These things are really cute, though.
What if it just sort of stops patronising me if you miss enough times? Speaking of missing enough times, there we go. That was a bad run of that boss, just because I was being careless as I usually do, because I'm streaming. Because it's yeast. I'm just catching up in the chat, which is why I've gone quiet. Oh, that's another thing about the spirit tracks with the name changes. Is it or just the DS Zelda games in general with name changes? One of the two. Because, like, Skeldritch is a good pun, but I feel like I have to fight the corner for Capbone because it's the European version. But it's garbage.
I mean, I still think Scumflower sounds better than Bloomsday anyway, so...
Well, here's the thing. Bloomsday sounds like it would work better... Oh wait, no, that's the way around it is. Yeah, I was gonna say, Bloomsday works as a pun in American, but I will fight the corner for Scumflower because that's the canon version because it's British. Not to mention the name of the level is Bloomsday Blowout, and none of that would make sense to an English speaker.
Really?
Scumflower Skirmish, bitch, please.
Okay, what's not to understand about a blowout?
Well, we just don't use it in that context in this... Like, it's really not
Dude,
part of standard British lexicon.
It is also not part of American lexicon. I've heard it twice in my entire life.
It still sounds more like something that an American would say whilst trying to sell you a used car with too many R's.
I'm sorry, but we over here still think it sounds more British to say Merry Christmas, so eat me.
No. It's like we were saying before about when you bite a burger and it's like, gracias, and you're like, what? I am the meat who thanks.
Yeah, yes, Bloomsday is the name of the American flower in American.
Yeah, Bloomsday is the American name for Scumflower from Wario Land, the Shake Dimension, which for some reason in America is just called Shake It. Which, no.
Good thing there wasn't like a Stroke Dimension sequel, otherwise that might have caused a few problems.
I gotta love how spectacularly useless the Neighbor's Flame power-up actually is. Like, it's a nice idea, but really this should have been the first reward, and then the double damage should have been the second reward, and they should have adjusted the enemy's health accordingly. Because, like, I like the idea of being able to douse for treasure and rupees and hearts and whatever, but you're just not gonna need it. Or am I wrong?
Link is hot in this game.
Well, to be fair, 2 out of the 3 regions are very warm. One's a desert, one's volcano, so I don't blame him.
I'm gonna give you that one.
You can give me plenty, Heather. You can give me plenty.
I already do.
No.
And I won't stop.
You shiny glove.
That is what I do.
Oh my god, blue is just the color of things that you know. You know? You know things and then they're blue.
Do you want me to jump into Masako X's color theory again? Blue is a sign of wisdom and of familiarity and all that.
I don't know if
Sorry,
I've
that
heard this.
wasn't nearly high-pitched enough. I can't believe I just said that about me.
We must go and obtain the 4th grey prostitute. Continue.
That looks really stupid whenever you rise into the air like that. Just throwing it out there.
Unnecessary rotation, I agree.
I mean, what was wrong with, like... Yeah, just being hoisted up. Looks
Well,
hotter.
depending on how they animate it, that would also look silly. So I went through an arse blaster rock, but you know, just the idea of
Fits anyway.
just the
Link
idea.
rises into the air.
Twee!
Shit!
All right,
Link, what are you
Nekomaru,
doing?
calm
I'm
down.
taking a real big shit! Anyway, what?
What's creepy about Spirit Tracks apart from the fact that Zelda dies?
The
Spoilers.
scariest thing in Zelda will always be in Wind Waker. No one can convince me otherwise. Well, okay, I got pretty hard squeamed from the desert temple. What is it called? The Arbiter's Grounds in
Yeah.
Twilight Princess?
Yeah.
That freaked me the fudgernutter out. But I guess, technically speaking, the scariest thing in Zelda is still the Redeads from Wind Waker.
See, I've never understood why people find Redead so scary. I mean, yes, they're scary, but they're like basic scaries. Like, you know, the only real approach is to get good.
Well, okay, only in the Wind Waker, because it's a game where everything else is lighthearted. Even the other ghosts. The ghosts that can possess you giggle in the cutest way ever. But then the Redeads come out. And their like eyes are glowing red, and they're like moving weird, and they're barely even human, but they're still kind of zombie-ish, and it's like,
You know what?
Oh
I
my God.
think I just worked out why they don't bother me.
Yeah.
As someone with severe social anxiety, that's just what social interactions are to me. I mean, you laugh, but it's kind of true. Like,
No, you're not wrong, but yeah!
that's how it feels. This idea of if you approach someone who hasn't asked you to speak, but like say, you know, you need to like talk to someone about something, like, oh, I don't know, you need to talk to someone at a reception desk or something. And like, well, I can't just talk to them. They haven't given me permission to speak. They don't know that you want to speak, but they haven't given me permission. So you go up to the reception desk, you're like, excuse me. Okay, I'll just go.
Slowly start shuffling away from them while you freeze in place.
I apologise for anyone watching. I would say with headphones, but no, everyone who's watching.
No, I'm the one who probably blew out everyone's eardrums. I'm intimately close to my mic right now and screamed
You just
hell
said
of a
blow
lot
out.
worse than I. Look, that's different! It's with a mic! I'm blowing out the mic! Those are two separate words forming a compound word! That's different! Fucking God!
To quote Lost Winds, blow me! And that's what it feels like to interact socially when you have social anxiety.
Yeah, the Redeads never bothered me in Ocarina, though. I was honestly surprised that people didn't like those. I think the roar they make in Super Smash Bros. Is worse.
The forbidden one. I still remember that time where I don't remember how many of us there were, or if you were even. I think you might have been. There was at some point when I lived up north, and it was back in the days of Skype because Discord didn't exist until I moved away from up north. Or it did, but no one used it. And we were on Skype until about 6 in the morning my time, and I remember writing on my whiteboard and holding up to the camera, "Wake me up when they're done fanboying," because Alex and Yuki got into this very, very long discussion just blathering about how much they love Smash Brothers for some... I don't even remember the reason. It was boring as shit to listen to.
I don't think it's really boring when you start talking the technicals. As a party game celebrating Nintendo and now other
With
series as a
a
franchise.
fancy, different health mechanic just for the sake of it, just to be as confusing and exclusionary as possible.
I'll contend that.
I will not, because it's by assertion.
You know what it is? I don't like the fact that gaming in general a lot of the time feels like it's trying to emulate other media. And I know that sounds like a really weird jumping off point, but give me a second.
Well, I know what you mean, because video gaming as an audiovisual medium is the youngest of the main ones, because obviously it's younger than film, television, radio, etc. Actually, those are the main ones, aren't they? There's this idea that, you know, the gatekeepers of older media are like, oh no, they're going to step on our territory, we need to shit on it as much as possible, which is why, oh, Pokemon is the devil, etc, etc.
Teaching children the evolution myth.
Oh god. So
but, like, the idea that, like, that being the case, that gatekeepers of older generations of media are like, oh no, we have to protect this by shitting on this new medium as much as possible. So it sort of backs gaming into a corner where it's sort of raised to believe that the only way it can prosper is by copying other media. But then that's part of the cycle of modernism, where there's pre-modernism, modernism, postmodernism, and post-postmodernism, and when gaming reaches the post-postmodernism stage, that's when it'll come into its own as a medium. We're currently at the post-modern stage, which explains the rise of faux retro, or retro, if you will, gaming and indie games in the indie scene, where games do their own thing. Game Theory did a theory about this recently, but that's not the reason why I'm talking about it. Carry on.
just so happens to coincidentally be on the mind. No, I mean, there's a lot of a discussion that you could get out of that, but
brunch on the mind, croissants on the chest.
For now, I'm just going to focus on the very irksome fact to me that video games as a medium are far less inclined to reflect reality. They're about as constrained to reality as the music industry is. There's no reason why things can't be easy to follow and yet not believable in the same way that a film needs to have, say, believable characters, believable motives, believable world building.
That
Video games...
I don't remember who it was that was talking about it, but this idea of, why is it that the thing with games is to, the best graphics are the most realistic, when, well, no, because they could be literally anything, so why limit themselves to just emulating reality? Anyway, carry on, I need to rhythm.
So for me at least, Smash Brothers is a really good example of this. Every other fighting game has to be set up in the same way as films set up fights. That fights build in tension as the two heroes are clearly getting closer to death, but the action will always stay super hyped until the very last punch, unless it's Metal Gear, but that's a whole other story. So every other fighting game on the planet uses the health bar as a representation of how close your character is to death, which is how it works in some semblance of reflecting reality. However, Smash Brothers consciously chose to make something that fits better with a platforming game. The more damage you take, the more you'll struggle to stay on a platform. How ingenious is it that they set that up specifically so that the more damage you take, the easier it is to essentially just sumo. It's glorified sumo wrestling, but like without health bars. And,
I would debate the genius aspect of that.
Fair enough.
It's clever on paper. In practice, for one, it's horrendously exclusionary if you're not familiar with it as a base concept, which makes it harder to get into, which just puts it on a pedestal, a sort of the, oh, you can't be part of our gang kind of mentality. And the other aspect of it as well is, it might as well still just be a health bar, just with the added thing of, oh, you might not die when you die. Which, I understand what they're going for, but functionally, it is still a health bar to the extent that you're more likely to die when it's full, but the point that you can have your health bar drained twice before you die, in some cases, because 200% health exists. And for that matter, when you're at 100% health, you're at 0% health. Well done. Where the fuck is the first tier? I don't like this.
I mean, technically it goes up to 999%. I think thinking of it like a health bar is part of the problem, though, because there's technically stamina bars in the game. That's a whole other mess. That's why people just say it's a certain percent damage.
It still seems ridiculous to me, and I can't be shifted on this.
The percentage sign is dumb anyway. I will 100% agree. I would prefer if it was just 99p instead of 99%. You know, like damage points or something like that. I don't know.
Yes, but P. And that's just my counter-argument, just, yes, but P. Oh no. Oh no. Of course that happened. Why would that not happen? It's fine, we just started. I'm not even mad. I hate the Eldin Volcano one anyway, it's not even a secret. Am I going to get got from the left, or can I run to the left? Oh good. Oh, come on. If I'd hit that tier, I would have been fine. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't actually care, because we got 1 tier, and that, just this whole area is us, I don't actually care. As long as you have the will and the Helland, then you can try again. Behold the power of the science. Yes, I get it. We're all alone in the danger zone. I'm ready to take my own hand. Hold hands with yourself, it's healthy. Okay. We're back into the journey of overtime and space, which is the green. No. I'm not sure what is the green. I'm not sure what the green is supposed to be. It's just... I'm saying words because I'm cute when put under duress. Oh, don't chase me, you punk. You punk. You punk! You ate my soul in my legs! I need to not die. That's a very good use of my time. Don't be right behind me, thank you, sir. Go faster. Oh, good, there's a... Oh, well. We recovered. I recovered. Fuck you, it's all my hard work. I hate Eldin Volcano's Silent Realm. As I mentioned a while ago, when this game first came out, Alex and I both played through it at roughly the same rate, and so I believe I got to here first and then sort of stopped and noped out, and he just sort of carried on through it, because he's a Canadian. I don't know, he's got no taste in fears of Skelda poop. You know Skelda poop, that one 90s show that didn't exist. I've forgotten how I started this thought. I'm incoherent because I'm having to stealth. Now, where's the best route to the next place? Because I sort of want to save a tier around here for last, just so I can get something safe that's close to the goal, just in case. It's like... in the event of the murder of the President of Canada, it's the case of Mr. Trudeau, or the Justin case, if you will. Honestly, it's kind of dumb for me to get this one now, because there's... in fact, yeah, I shouldn't get that tier just yet. See, whenever I say tier, I'm reminded of Tyr, the default name for the protagonist from the first Suikoden game. So, you know. I'm
thinking, just because of fighting games.
Link is a top-tier character.
No. I don't know why
You're right, he's terrible.
I don't know why no, but just no.
Well, he's terrible in Soul Calibur, he's terrible in Smash.
I keep forgetting he's in Soul Calibur. Like, why is...
I don't know, they had
what even is Soul Calibur?
Oh, God. A sexual fantasy. But anyway.
Oh. Well, that changes nothing. It changes everything.
Yeah.
Oh, I was too soon on the draw. Can you stop freaking out, you... Oh, that is unfair. The fact that if you get got on this bridge, not only... Like, you get double jeopardy if you get caught on that bridge. Because you get caught, and also because you get frozen in place when you get caught, you also fall into the lava and get penalized for that as well. Well, too bad. I got a silent tooth. That's what I'm collecting, right? And Fire just calls in like, no, Link, you're supposed to be collecting the Tears of Din. And, oh, drops this collection of teeth he's picked up on the mountain.
I don't understand what causes the Silent Realms, but I absolutely love them in concept.
Yeah, but I don't like doing them.
Oh, well, of course, but, I mean, that's part of the fun, right?
And again, you know what I'm like with doing.
Right, and I mean, I'm the person who specifically plays parts of games that I hate because I hate them. And I love hating them, because, help.
Y'all need Jesus. Also, I just glanced at the chat and didn't actually look at it properly, and I thought I saw mime in block capitals, so if there's a black and white clown involved, then mime. As if it's not bad enough, we have to do another self section here later, featuring Macho Graux. It's become so ingrained that I can't even remember what the bad version is anymore. The detective bad version. Still, it's going well so far, but we still need to do the grand slide. We need to cha-cha real smooth. Oh, name. It was the word name. Mubby. My beeb. I didn't want to collect the fruit. Now, also, the thing at the bottom of the screen, it says balance. Am I supposed to hold the Wii Remote vertically, or, like, should the longest edge of the Wii Remote be pointing up perpendicular from the floor, or to the wall parallel to the floor? Because that's really not clear from that graphic.
It's motion plus. At this point, I just say both work.
I've just been tilting and hoping for the best, for I am very tilted. There are 5 more to collect. I know where 2 of them are. Well, I know where all of them are, but 2 of them I've voluntarily passed by because they're going to be on the way back to base anyway, and I want to have that sort of kerfuffle. I want something to fall back on just in case it all goes arse over tits. You know? You know this. You're familiar with tits. I'm sure you've been. Though there is a town in Egypt called Tit. Maybe it's Tits.
I'm very familiar. Thank you. What?
You know. just you know, and that's where the thought ends. I'll get out of my way, spooky child. It almost sounds like a 12-year-old's forum username, spooky child. Or is that just me?
I mean,
what do you mean?
exactly.
What do they say about the Acropolis where the Parthenon is?
They say that Smash Brothers is good. And
No.
you should give it another chance.
No. And this is why I left this tier over here. God, this is so anxiety-inducing.
I love it.
I'd forgotten about that when you get down to the last petal of the flower, and it's like, gwong, gwong, meh, meh. That's what actual anxiety sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Of how Link still uses the sailcloth even though he's not using the sailcloth. Will I catch fire in here? No, I will not. Oh, there's one up there. Oh, that's a puddle of wanking water. Don't touch the seed. Right, how badly is this gonna go? Because there's gonna be puddles of fuck on the foof. Ah! Okay, so there's one there, there's another one part way down, and then there's the one at the bottom which I've already accounted for. Camera, can you please? I'm talking ever so slightly with the inflection of a text-to-speech. Oh! Oh no! I need to go the long way around. And ride the slide again. I didn't remember that being a thing. I must hurry. I mean, I'm going to take a gamble and leave that tier there for the moment, because I need to come back through here anyway. Something slammed downstairs. Once again, an adequate representation of my anxiety. See, these sections... You know how every now and then... I'll think of, oh hey, I want to let's play a certain game, and then I'll just think, oh wait, but then there's this section, and not... I won't do it. Right, how do I get there? Is it this way?
You've just gotta believe in yourself.
Believe in your shelf.
Yourself! Hey!
Where? Oh, I know where we are. It's these with a dumbed fucked timing. And yet I got it in one try. Good. Okay, so... camera, please cooperate so I can see where the fuck I'm going.
What's with the red water there? Did I see that right?
It's wanking water.
Like, is it literally like reflecting or burning red sky? Or is it just that the lighting is so messed up here that everything gets red and bloody?
I think it's just depending on the angle. Like, it's blue dead on, and then the further you go from dead on, it turns red. Just as an angled thing.
Huh.
The white things put beacons above each tier so you can see where you're going, and that lasts for 30 seconds. Anyway, there was a thing I was going to get to, yeah. So the Silent Realms are the thing that would ultimately say to me, do never let's play Skyward Sword, and yet here I am. And in the same way that, like, the Formidable Oak, Formidable, that's how you pronounce that word. Formidable Oak is the reason why I never wanted to do Pikmin 3, and yet I did it. And there are other games where I've done that as well.
Tell me, was it really as bad as you thought it would be?
Yes, but no.
Tess, you beat it faster than I ever have.
Well, it's not as bad as I thought, but it was still terrible. But the thing I was going to say before as well, Zelda games and their sound design. Also, Fire Shield earrings. What an underwhelming prize. That's surprisingly
So,
broken.
can you walk on lava now?
No, only fire.
The fuck? It says of any heat.
Still.
That's bullshit.
Yep.
That's hot, molten bullshit.
Literally.
Yes. Well, no. Well, actually, yeah.
But
The
is there
bullshit
really
is the
lifey
hot
on Mars?
molten. Ugh.
But yeah, the thing I was going to say is, fucking, the final hours music from Majora's Mask. That is, again, anxiety, the soundtrack.
Well, yeah, but that's Majora's Mask. It's supposed to be like that.
That I will say that I appreciate.
It's probably the only time I ever would, come to think of it. Well, no, there's a few times that kind of pressure. How about in Freedom Planet? The drowning noise is just a...
I've never heard it.
Oh, well, for anyone who knows, the drowning noise in Freedom Planet's up there.
Another aspect inspired by the games of yore, perhaps? Like, oh, the Sonic drowning music is fucking terrifying. Therefore...
Well, no, it's actually not, because it's just the Jaws theme. They just used the Jaws theme, and that's...
I
don't know how to
expected
feel
better
about
from them.
that. What, you never noticed?
Like I said, I never heard it.
The drowning theme from Sonic you've never heard?
No, that I've heard, but that
Okay,
isn't...
that's just Jaws.
No. Says the guy who knows nothing of films. But it's not. It's just... It's not.
It's two notes. A half step apart from one another. Played in
four
rapid
notes.
succession to build tension. Yeah, it's two notes and an octave above them. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's 4 notes. They may
Well,
be...
the Jaws theme is far more than just two notes. Just no one ever gives any attention to that.
See, you're doing to me what I was doing to you earlier, and I say to you, good madam, that's not fair.
Oh? What's that?
I'm the only one who's allowed to employ bullshit logic here. Objection. Sorry Wachagayo, etc.
Objection!
Ah. Sorry, I've been on a Godot kick for a few days. For various reasons.
Really? Despite the constant negative press, Kafefe? 'Cause he's coffee man.
But that's why I like him. Because coffee.
Coffee just
Not the
tastes like
cafe.
drowning chocolate.
Yeah.
It's not good.
No, I mean, that's why all of the coffee I drink is chocolate flavored. Because America.
I don't like coffee.
Neither do I.
The most I will do is tolerate a frappuccino. But even then, those tend not to be coffee flavored.
I'd like some coffee-flavored coffee, thank you.
Yeah, it's 10 notes. There you go. And I agree. Like, it could have games to be remade, amongst others. Enter the Dragonfly, Sonic 06, and Crash Twinsanity, because all of them so close to being good that people shat on them. And there are others. Like, in fact, a lot of modern Sonic games remake all of them, but in the time that they were originally released, so that people wouldn't have reason to shit on them after all. So that the franchise would not be brought into disrepute.
I mean, forces still exist, so...
What needs to... the rupee disappeared. Forces was close, but it needed a shoe. A bomb shoe. Everyone loves a callback, even if they're fucking constant. It's just something that happened a couple of hours ago.
If all we do is perpetual callbacks, will we never change subject?
So have you ever Googled recursion? I mentioned that the Leru Sansi music is depressing. I just flat out hate the music of this part of Eldin Volcano. Like, I like what they've done with it because it's thematically fitting. I just hate how it sounds, which means that I concede that it is well designed. I just don't like it. Just the doo-doo, like, yes, that's what it sounds like to burn to death. Please stop reminding me. Beep boop. Also, it bothers me that, like, each section of the map has a place where when you go into it, the map comes up and does this, where it's like, oh, hey, here's a new area. Whoa, 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 whoa. It just fills it in on the map, and then you get to look at the map. I don't like that the Lanayru area gets like 57 billion of those, and an Eldin Volcano gets about 2.
I like the fact that the lava moves on the map. Sorry, I'm running behind, so are my reactions.
It's like that moment when you have a dream that you're in Australia and then you wake up and scream on a delay because, whoops, jet lag. Or when you think about Paris and shit yourself. Were you present when Laura explained that one? I don't think you were.
What? No, I don't. What?
I don't remember which band it is, but there's some boy band who did a song called Air Hostess, and there's some line about the lead singer messing his pants when they flew over France, which doesn't rhyme. And so my conclusion from that is, oh hey, the Eiffel Tower.
World's greatest laxative.
That's France for you. To reiterate, I am part French, it's fine. I am more French than Americans who claim to be whatever-ish. Americans who give pie charts instead of their nationality when you ask them. Oh, good job, Leg. You're supposed to grab onto the thing and you didn't.
See, I don't care, I just insult everybody equally.
Well, yes, but Tess likes to be carbon neutral. Don't dive, you... Motion controls, I will defend them, I promise.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there even an option to descend faster? In what context would you need that? Good job, Leg. It's a good thing I'm not taking any damage for this, because this is fucking stupid. Probably Paris. Ah.
So this is a motion-controlled dive
Don't
section?
dive, you tit! There's... I'm taking personal exception to this. It's like, I'm going to recalibrate the thing and hope that that's part of the solution. There we go. Now can I get the goddess cube, please? There we go. I swear, if I'd landed on the goddess cube and then the game realised, oh no, this is a not stand-on surface, and I had Link slip off, and then because of the speed of the physics engine of his descent, he would then fall off into the abyss and I'd have to try again, then I would just eat an egg and climb over Gibraltar.
Sounds hot.
Meow. I mean, I have literally walked up the Rock of Gibraltar on foot, which is a mountain. I have walked up a mountain on foot before. And yes, it was very warm. Can confirm. It sounds like I'm being really angry and salty, and I'm not. I was just frustrated, but it has passed. Get all the negative energy out in time for the new year, because, you know, have a year. Now, can I mount? I may be able to. Apparently not. Well, that was poorly advertised. So how are you doing today, Heather? You having a good leg? Are you having a fantastic leg of time?
Absolutely. I'm sitting here miserable that I'm going to be playing Sonic Forces at some point on live stream, and I'm just miserable about that.
Sucks to be you.
Oh, I know. I'm studying your streams for pointers, obviously.
What, on how... Oh, rude.
Oh, that did come out as incredibly rude, didn't it? Oh, well, I'm not taking it back.
Well, it depends how you interpret it, but either way, yes. Now, why would they mix up Eldin and Titfuck? You know, Titfuck. Oh, wait, I just remembered. There was a reason why I went out there, not just for the goddamn cube. Cube!
Cube!
I must also obtain a rocket that isn't a rocket, it is in fact wet. It is 100% wet, the lesser spotted 100% wet.
What?
What, Mr. Wright, can you think of nothing that is 100% wet?
But it wasn't Christmas.
Objection with your goddamn radio fuck. But I'm the one with the radio fuck. Who am I? Why do you respawn, you fank? Fink rat!
I have fury! Remind me never to voice act for Fawful. I would destroy everyone's eardrums a long time before we're done.
You must always voice act.
I mean, I do. You know, it's kind of sad. I sit at home and play games and read out the lines anyway in the middle of the night and wake up the entire house.
Well, when you represent 50% of the house, that's not really that impressive.
There's a creepy guy who lives downstairs from us.
It's not your house, though. It's a different house.
No, it's part of our house.
It's strawberries and grapes.
It's a 2-story house and he's renting from us. He's just renting the downstairs.
Ah, a rent boy. No.
Did I tell you what he said to me?
I think you have done in the past, but go on anyway.
Alright, chat, listen up. This one gets good. So, there's a creepy guy who lives downstairs from me. I'm sure he's a very nice guy, but he's a self-proclaimed redneck who hates various things that I'm not allowed to say on Tessa's streams.
Meow.
So he comes up to me, and he knows that I'm going through various things at the moment, so he keeps telling me that
I can't wait for you to get a sex change. I really hope I'm your first choice.
he's like 50, and like, I mean, like, even if he was attractive remotely, it'd be...
It doesn't help that you made him sound like Knuckles.
Oh, I'm making him sound a lot better than he actually is. Hang on.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to get that sex change, cause dude, I can't wait till you're my first, till I'm your first choice. Yeah.
And I just kind of have to sit there and be like, I guess.
He's like, yeah.
See, I can't help but think, how the fuck? And I'm getting genuinely, like, I'm gonna get genuinely heated here. How the fuck is there a generation of people on this planet who grew up thinking that that sort of behavior is anything even resembling okay? And I want to entirely blame America for this, but it happens in this country as well. And it has done since at least the 70s. Well, it's persisted through across almost all of time, but it certainly reared its ugly head at the most in the 70s. But the fact that there's a generation that still exists that persists in those beliefs to this day fucking disgusts me.
It's fine. He'll die of lung cancer soon enough. Sorry.
On the subject of things I shouldn't say on Tessa's stream.
Sorry.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if I still. I don't know if I'm hoping I still have it. Bear with.
Woo!
I can hear fireworks outside. That's not helping.
In the middle of winter?
You know what? I'm going to take a hot minute to actually go and look for this because it's very fitting. Also very underwhelming.
So how are you doing, chat? I mean, I'm doing alright today. I have nothing to say. I'm not the good talky one.
Yes, you are.
No, shut up! I didn't know you could still hear me. Start singing or something. No! Yee.
Tilted.
Just gonna pop that, like, up there or something,
What?
Just gonna leave that in the corner of the screen, just as a little achievement for the fact that I got tilted on the stream. Achievement unlocked. Tilted hexagons.
Ascended to a higher power.
But, yeah. And yet, it's that generation that looks at our generation like, oh no, you're a bunch of snowflakes. You think that everyone deserves bodily autonomy? Oh, you're so naive and stupid. Like, no, we just know how to treat people like they're people.
Well, no, I think he honestly thinks that we're, like, close enough that, like, of course I'd want his dick in me. What?
But of course he wouldn't dream of even thinking that if you weren't going through the transitional... Like, the only reason that you're attracted to him is because you are trans into female. Like,
obviously, normal people only want dick in the puss, yo. Like,
you see, that this is the thing that, well...
I also like the fact that he still considers me a dude, constantly, and apparently that's gonna stay true until I specifically get a sex change where suddenly my entire body just changes overnight. You know how those things
And
work.
the fact that he thinks that it's okay because he's going to be a she soon, and that makes that kind of advance acceptable. Like, no! There are so many people in Hollywood who have, like, lost their jobs because they thought that it was okay to act like that, and it's not. It never has been, it never will be, and they're losing their jobs because that's what they deserve for being fucking creepy. And yet he thinks that it's okay to just come on to someone like that because, oh, well, clearly they're specifically changing their identity to best suit what I would like to penetrate. Like, that's not okay!
See, I'm still not thinking of it in that selfish from his part way, but at the same time, no, it's just really creepy.
Yeah,
Like,
I might come across as like, oh, I'm getting really defensive on the behalf of someone who really should be deciding for themselves whether or not to be offended, but I'm getting, like, offended in the sense that there's
People
this...
like that exist, not
Yes,
that
that-
he said that to me.
Yeah, I'm not, like, getting offended on your behalf specifically, or that, like... just the idea that anyone thinks that it's okay to treat any other person like that at all. That's more the thing that I'm getting at.
Yeah, he's just a creepy dude. That's all I can say towards it.
Hmm. Not that guy. We don't like the robot. I was going to pick the right option, but I couldn't be asked moving the Wii remote far enough, so there we go. Was it entertaining? Here we go on a little rant.
Oh, it's very cute. I enjoyed it.
No. Payload tolerances. I've gone quiet because I'm removing my shirt because I got so tilted that I overheated. Except, hang on a minute, I'm
Hot.
wearing the Wii remote wrist strap. I can't door. Oh, I could just take the wrist strap off, couldn't I? Ah, I feel like I may have sprained my shoulder and with twisting in an awkward angle to take my shirt off. Ow. It's one of those things that's getting progressively worse the longer I leave it. Ow. No. We're just gonna leave Tilted Tess on screen for just the rest of this stream, though.
Good. You earned it.
And ending 2017 on the best of notes.
B.
A sharp, please.
I mean, it does actually sound a bit different on something like a cello.
Well,
an A sharp
yes.
comes across differently than a B.
Because there are some notes that are the same note, but they're actually different notes.
Well, they're approached in a different way. Plus, I mean, in guitar, it's all based on what the string is made of. or like the tin of the quality of the string. So like a B is going to sound totally different if it's B than on say the G string. Oh, I know. That's
G
why I
string.
said I was opening for that. And G string. I'm sorry. I do that every time. I've got a really faulty G string, and I keep forgetting that every time I talk about my faulty G string, no one knows what I'm talking about.
Meow. I know exactly what you're talking about because you posted a photo of it on Discord the other day.
Tess. First of all, that's not G string. Second of all, it's not like I'm wearing that or anything.
Sure.
Oh wait, actually, I am today. That's right, because I'm in pajamas all day, so I never bothered getting dressed in anything fancier than my holy underwear.
More like unholy. Like I'm one to talk. And no one knows what I'm referring to.
He's referring to what I got him for Christmas that still hasn't come in yet.
Meow. And the other 12 as well that I sort of had. Had. A land without had. And of course, because the fucking Chosp wizard decided that nope, we're going to try and show off the... Yeah, you fucking dick wrinkle, why not just listen to us when we say go to a place? Crumpled monkey tit. See, when I say stuff like that, when I make reference to bodily places, that doesn't have sexist undertones, because to me it's all fucking the same. They're all... this is a discussion that I've had with both you and Alex before. This whole thing of... bodies are just bodies, man. I don't understand sexual attraction. So there you go. My orientation still remains a cosmic mystery because I don't find anyone to be remotely physically attractive. Do you feel like you've learned a bit about me today, everyone who isn't Heather, because Heather knew all this stuff already?
Oh, that and so much more.
Meow. That was gruesome. Shot a guy in the face and then he fell into lava, except he didn't. He just fell towards lava. Ooh, 10 arrows in a bundle that contained about 4. Also, is it just me or did my rant scare away anyone else from the chat? I'm assuming that I'm right to take credit for that.
Well, I was pretty boring for 3 whole seconds after you freaked out, so...
Meow. It's because I didn't realize I hadn't got that picture saved anywhere, so I had to go and retrieve it from Discord. There we go. I went out my way to disrupt this water delivery just to... What am I trying to say? I've stopped to catch some ladybirds. That's something we can discuss. Ladybirds. Oh no!
What are ladybirds exactly?
Your ilk call them ladybugs.
Oh, those things I'm terrified of.
Really?
I had weird phobias as a child.
You still do.
Ladybugs and butterflies are the 2 main ones.
We've got a single
to be fair,
arrow.
I'm not as afraid of them as I used to be. I've grown and evolved as an individual.
Fiber optic finger tits, though.
I'm getting there.
You're getting there. Special girl.
I have fiber optics within my being. I also have fingers, and I think I also have tits, so I'm almost there.
Ah, yes. Number one one-stop shop for corn and frisbees. Tits. Books about math. Come again about tits.
Tits.
Let's ride the tit trail out the mountain too. Tits.
Tits.
Mexican sweetbread. We've got that in stock at tits.
Just that one guy. Tits!
I can't not imagine that as Nagito. It's my own fault.
I forget, were you the one who put that together?
Yes.
Okay,
entirely
just
my
making
doing.
sure.
Well, I didn't put the original audio together, but other than that...
Oh, really? I thought that was you. I thought you mastered the annoying Valley Girl English or American accent, rather.
Oh, obviously. Hey, fuckface, maybe don't stand so close to the fucking monsters then, you absolute egg bucket. See, most of the time I don't hate Scrapper, I just don't like this part of the game where he's like, oh, I'm gonna show off to Mr. Slime by completely disobeying orders and making this harder than it needs to be. Which I know is like, you know, it's game design, gives you an excuse to do this random mission, but it's still fuckety anus.
Mistress Fi
Yes.
And Phi calls you master, so...
Yes.
So that means you're also the monkey's master?
Well, he calls you Master Short Pants, so...
I mean, good. Better
Link
than
likes
Master
short
Skirt
shorts.
at this point.
I wonder if I'm going to get any, like, comments either now or later saying, oh, why don't you use the nunchuck to draw back your bow quicker? Because I don't have room. I've been trying this entire time. And it's having none of it. As I said before, like that one region of Canada. Oh, wait, no, that's Nunavut. Which sort of sounds like a Pokemon. Like Oshawott, but none of it. Ooh, crotch shot. You know, like that one YouTube poop of the DK rap. Oh, you don't exist? How dare you be here? Get away. Get away, holy diver. Oh, and you as well. Right in the nose. I was aiming for the eye and I missed. Again, I don't have the whole but I missed thing memorized, so do what you will with that.
What thing is this? Did I miss something?
I fired again. I missed.
Oh.
Then
I
I
don't have that
fired.
much.
Then I fired again. Then I missed. Passed out in the snow. Woke up with a popsicle stick in my mouth.
And see, the only experience I have of that entire speech is someone had mashed it up with, like, well, someone had done, like, visuals of Undertale characters going with it, and I guess implying that it's them going against that, like, it's their experience of them going up against that one boss from when you do the very bad run of Undertale. Which people still talk about in veiled terms, because sauce.
I mean, it's one of the only things about the game I know, but for sake of audience.
Hey, it's the Blue Man Group. No response. Fair enough.
Quickly, turn them green. That's how you kill them.
That's the point. If someone from the Blue Man Group blushes, do they turn purple?
Not where I was going with that, but I approve.
Where were you going with that, then?
I'm blue. If I was green, I would die.
That's not the
If I was
lyrics, though.
green, I would die.
I hate when people sincerely believe those to be the lyrics.
Oh, I see. I believe it in the same way that I believe, like, what's all the old rumors about video games and stuff that are all really stupid, but like were really fun to get behind when we were kids anyway.
If you beat the Elite Four 57 times, then you'll get a slobbery dong as a reward.
You know, stuff like that. What, you've never been?
What?
Slobbery Dong, Pokemon 151.5.
No.
Yeah.
Pardon me stroking my strings at this stone. You could have given me some arrows, you funk. You funk. Alas, I am arrowless. For some reason, I thought there was just a swarm of bees just above the lava. Like, those aren't bees.
They're wasps. Ah!
They burn. Well, that's good.
All right, Nick.
Oh?
Yeah,
Oh.
Nicolas Cage.
Ah. So I'm thinking of the most efficient way of doing this, because Scrapper insists, oh, I want to follow right behind you because I'm a complete idiot who runs right into fucking arrows. Just to, once again, make this harder than it needs to be. Up and over. Can you not see me slicing his ass crack with my sword, sir? Thank you. Now follow me. Holy giblet crunch. You know, giblet crunch, the ultimate Thanksgiving breakfast. Not that I know, because we don't have that in this country. And there are Americans who sincerely wonder, do we, and why do we don't? I need fucking arrows!
But two Brits have a July 4th.
What do you think? Of course we do, it's right there on the calendar.
I've said that exact joke to you 3 times now, I'm pretty sure, and it's never gotten old. For
But
me, at least.
My reaction's been the same every single time, though.
I know, and I love it, which is why I'm gonna keep doing it.
No.
At least once per game per stream.
Are there arrows in here? I highly doubt, but still. Give me the means of fighting my enemies. I don't want to go inside the Earth Temple just in case that counts as doing a bad. How far down the mountain do I have to go just to restock on bow fuel? Wait. The bees in Animal Crossing aren't even bees. Good. Oh. Normally this thing has a jelly fuck in it, and the one time it doesn't is the one time I need to fight an enemy and obtain arrows. Oh yeah, give me a fucking rupee from the grass. Clearly that's what I need. I mean, technically their excuse is, oh, if you hang around near enemies with arrows enough, then they'll drop their arrows and you could steal them. Like, go away. I don't want to be a scrub who relies on a slingshot, but that's looked like my only option. I want to kill, not to just temporarily stun. Oh, video games have made me so violent.
I mean, some girls go for that.
Yeah. Am I still entertaining to watch, by the way, because that's my utmost priority?
I've been entertained.
Yes, but you're you.
I know. That's why I had to clarify initially. I can't just say yes anymore.
Oh, there's another friend. Well, don't just stand there, you plump. Don't just stand out in the open, you actual damned fool. One of them dropped an arrow. Why the fuck didn't I get to keep it?
If this was Breath of the Wild, you'd be able to.
I'm just gonna run straight through and hope that you just catch up to me. Nope, you're a damned fool, because no one's giving me fucking arrows. You could fly over him. Oh, we respawn here. That doesn't really help the arrow situation, so fuck you, I'm going into the temple. You just wait there, you tit bag. This is all your fault. Not you, Heather.
Do better this time, he says. What the fudge?
Now, how long will it take for me to grind up enough arrows to actually finish this mission, which I have never run out of arrows on before? This entire playthrough is just everything going wrong in a different way.
Item stamina? In what sense? Sorry, I'm actually reading the chat for once.
Good, I'm glad.
Literally everything in bot runs off of stamina.
So, Breath of the Wild, the ultimate fuck you to anyone who wants to just play a fucking game. Why, thank you, Heather's ass, for commenting. Well, I mean, it's where all the other opinions come from, anyway. Give me some fucking arrows! Good lord! Can I dig up some arrows that weren't here the last time I was here? Because I didn't have a bow. Therefore, arrows literally did not exist in the real world. Yep, very helpful. Can I have some arrows, please? Nope, just another fucking slimy fuck. Another slimy fuck. No arrows, really? I don't care how long it takes, I'm gonna fucking do this. I just love it when a game goes out of its way to make you look bad when you're trying to stream it. Like,
I mean, like, that's me every single time I'm actually trying to stream a game, so yeah.
Like, games that presenting you with problems that you literally have never had with that game before, just to make you look as bad as possible.
This is also in recording, often.
Well, yes.
Which is why I do everything in post-com, because I can't deal with that shit, yo.
I can't tell if I can hear something vibrating or if it's just my ears vibrating on the inside. Ah, yes, seeds, exactly what I need. Fucking hell, I've even got the item out. Take a hint, game! Like, What's the point of giving me a mission that, like, clearly you will need the bow in order to get through here, but we're not going to give you any arrows? Like in Zelda 1, where you get the bow separately from the arrows, and you can't use the bow until you have the arrows as well, as an item. But then once you have the arrows as an item, you don't use arrows, you use rupees. Where is the logic? Like that one song by Billy Talent, I think, which it's supposed to be Where is the Line, but it sounds like Where is the Lime.
Can you imagine if there was actually a game where rupees were sharp enough that they could work as really good arrowheads?
I mean, they would anyway, just as long as you fired them fast enough.
Right. So why can't you just fire rupees off of your bow?
Because this isn't freshly picked Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land.
Do you actually get to do that in that game?
That is the entirety of the final boss, yes.
That's fucking hot, and I want that game now.
Too bad it never got an American release.
Over here?
Emulation time!
I finally got my DS emulator working, so I mean, after my entire run of Sonic Colors the other day, because I forgot how good that game is, and I refuse to go out and buy the game for a 5th time right now.
Dangy nangy nang.
Dangy nangy nang, dangy nangy nang. God, I forgot how good and charming that game is, but the writing is pretty bad.
Oh, very. Aquarium.
But you know what? You know what? I actually still kind of prefer it to the Wii version, just because it's so unabashedly bad, instead of just Saturday morning cartoon bad.
Yeah, the Wii version is just terrible. I mean, I liked it more until I streamed it and then reminded myself of what the game's actually like.
Oh, I mean, I'm kind of in a half and half position where
You milky burgle.
I mean, that is me. I think. You know, it's like Mirukti. Anyway,
Alright, Celeste. Maybe just Scrapper's whole existence is a meta-commentary on what it's like to be a game with someone let's playing it. Like, we don't need the running commentary, all you're doing is making it worse, I promise. Because we know how much Nintendo doesn't understand Let's Players at all. They're fair use, so eat a fuck. Eat a fuck. Good job, Link! Hang on a minute, I recognise that alarm noise. I don't know what from. Like, there's some game that uses that as a sound effect, and I don't remember what the context is. I almost want to say Pikmin, but I don't see... Oh, no, it's the second Paper Mario game.
Paper Mario when the jabbies come out.
Fucking hell! Because these enemies are awkward as fuck, and fucking Scrapper's getting in the pissing way. The way of my pissing. Stand aside.
You didn't know that Nintendo just has like 1 or 2 sound banks that they give to all of their sound designers?
Oh no, I'm very much aware, bearing in mind everything.
Did you know that, I love this, the lightning in Breath of the Wild is the exact same sound effect as the sparking coming off your wheels in Mario Kart 8. So every time
I remember it being said recently, I don't know whether it was you that said it, but I know...
That was me, on Twitter. I talk a lot about my complaints whenever I'm like, hey, I'm playing Mario Kart because this person I find fondness for is also playing Mario Kart, so I want their attention by talking about Mario Kart. I'm not that petty, I swear. Anyway, yeah, no, I mean, it's one of those things that when I'm playing Mario Kart now, I can't help but be like, oh god, gotta de-equip all the metal shit!
See, what the fuck was that? I got caught in a weird loop and then got thrown off the thing which I had no way of doing anything about. But... Are you serious? He took damage from the enemy's dying animation. You little shit biscuit, I will punch you in the face myself. That said, it seems to have remembered that all the other enemies are dead, so we don't need to worry about that faff a 3rd time, but... I hate Eldin Volcano.
I love how he's constantly saying, do better next time, sir! And all I can think is that Link, if he wasn't in constant pain so he could actually formulate words, he'd be sitting there saying, "Get out of yourself, cat!"
No, you don't get to be alive. You died. Your death was the reason that fucking cunt-faced McGee over here, who won't get out of the fucking way. Good job, Link, again. Okay, fucking tit bitch McFish, get the fuck away from over there. Get away from over there. I'd be a brilliant parent.
I mean, like, I don't even think most kids are this stupid.
I think a lot of kids in this country are. Which is savage, I realise. Like, the kids at Junior Eurovision aren't, but I've seen a lot of kids that are.
Oh, I mean, kids are dumb, don't get me wrong, but,
See, I say that,
and
but for
there
some
goes half
reason...
your audience.
Yeah, for some reason, a lot of the demographic that come to my channel are a lot younger than really they ought to be given the way that I commentate.
I mean, it could be worse. I mean, me unfiltered is pretty bad for kids. That's why I filter myself, unfortunately.
I filter myself relatively, so just imagine how I am at my worst.
Are you really just gonna do this? Oh my god.
Well, I have to, because otherwise we're just going to have more cunty times, and it's just not going to be fun for anyone involved.
Him in the tits? That looks horribly painful.
I just want to have progress, thank you, please. Thank you for getting out of the fucking way at last. Good God. That was horrible.
Oh my god, that looks so painful. Imagine having an arrow shot directly into your nipple.
Imagine being thrown off a cliff several times because the child behind you can't operate its senses correctly.
See, that's how you know that the Dante's Inferno video game was programmed by a man, because he had Cleopatra, like, get the scythe babies coming out of her nipples. And that's not only disgusting, but that's like one of the most painful, uncomfortable feelings in the world, just to see that happen. Ew.
You say it as if men don't have nipples.
I'm saying they're not as sensitive. You don't understand how absurdly that can get until after you've... Never mind. I've bashed my nipple on my desk one too many times.
How do you bash an entire nipple?
I'm just not used to boobs getting in the way, that's all.
Now, unless I'm misunderstanding, I may be able to cheese this if I'm quick. I hope. Or they could just knock me into a really fucking lengthy idle animation of... Nope, nope, nope. So because Link stays stunned for 27 years, this happened again. I hate this mission, but to be fair, streamer's curse, because, once again, I have never had this much trouble with this mission. So my idea here is, if I just get to the loading zone across the way, then I don't care how you're feeling, Scrapper, because you don't care about how I'm feeling. If I get out here, then he's automatically taken away from the enemies. So that just, he crosses the entire room without me having to fight the Zelfos, because they're just tits to deal with in this version, because of course they have those arm guards, which ordinarily aren't that hard to deal with, but because this is this stream, it's going to be made as difficult as possible for no reason other than making me look bad on the internet. Like, that's one thing that I do bitterly resent. Like, in doing all of this, and I feel like I've had this problem on stream before, but when I stream a game, and it doesn't go well, especially in ways that I don't anticipate because it's never gone badly in that way before, it reflects really badly on me because I'm playing badly with an audience and then trying to make excuses about it by saying, oh, it's never happened like this before. But, like, sincerely, there's no reason for me to be playing badly because I've never had this problem before. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, it makes me feel like I'm being a whiny bitch baby trying to defend myself for something indefensible.
This is why you need to just suck in games at general tests. See, I always play badly at games, so I'm used to everything going wrong. So when I finally do play in front of people, it's exactly the same as ever.
Yes, but when I come across real-life reminders of how much of a failure I am as a mortal being, I just want to die. I play games for escapism. Let's get all of our negativity out now and leave it behind in 2017. Then set it on the doorstep of 2016 and light it on fire. I'm going to pretend that the "it's worrying" in the chat is directed at me, even though it's not. And no, I have not. That was just a well-timed glance at the chat, as far as... For some reason, I was wondering why. I was wondering why the fuck isn't that little cunt behind me, but... Because we finished the mission, we don't need to worry about it anymore. And again, for a lot of people, using that word would be deemed grossly offensive because sexism, and like, nope, it's just another body part as far as I'm concerned. Like, dick is offensive. Boob might be offensive, I don't know. Again, it feels like I'm trying to defend myself for something indefensible because rationality, I don't know. Help me, Heather.
Cunt is a funny word. How's that?
Yes. It's like when other people use it, they use it as a slur because it's intended to be, oh, well, you know, like, oh, pussy, synonymous with weakness, therefore sexism. Like, that's not my mentality in saying it at all.
I didn't realize that cunt could be implied weakness. I was just kind of considered it to be kind of a gross way of referring to thing.
It's, like, it just feeds back into what I was saying before about this entire generation who are okay with sexism, whereas I'm just using these various bodily epithets because... Like, the insult stems from mislabeling rather than the implicit thing of, oh, well, if I say that you are this body part, then you must have some quality in common with, like, oh, you have this implied weakness as dictated by social whatever. Like, that's not at all what I'm going for. I'm just like, oh, you're an unnoteworthy part of the body because I don't... See, it sounds like I'm bullshitting my way into excusing myself, and I'm aware that everything that I'm saying makes me sound worse than I am, and that hurts my soul.
I got it. I got this, Tess. You ready? Tess overthinks everything.
I do.
So, just, he's not thinking when he says things that are perfectly fine, and then he starts overthinking. So, just excuse him for overthinking after he didn't think.
I overcompensate for thinking.
Yeah. Stop being such a cunt.
The point is, I do feel some level of pressure because of the inaction and negative action of previous generations. I feel as though the internet would naturally view me as a natural-born monster because I'm a white male with a penis.
Welcome to a modern age. Don't get me started on those politics. That's how I'll drive the other half of your stream away.
No. Like, I feel as though I have to be especially careful about everything that I say because I'm from a country that's overprivileged, of what some would argue is a skin tone that's overprivileged, of a gender that's overprivileged, of like a lifestyle that's overprivileged, and so on and so on. So I have to feel as though if I say anything that could even remotely be taken in a questionable way, I need to rush to defend it because I don't intend to do it in such a way that's offensive to people who... This is exhausting.
And meanwhile, I'm sitting here like, God, privilege is such a stupid concept to get hung up on. Not you, just society in general.
Also, I did a shield bash, but it wasn't on time enough. I'm offended. Okay, that I just turned my back and accepted the arrow. Like a metaphor. Anyone else want a taste of this blade? Oh yeah, like, gotta love the logic there of, oh hey, this guy just shot another, no. This guy just stabbed my friend and killed him instantly. Better keep shooting at him even when he's right in front of me wielding that same, so oh shit, dead. Buckably logic.
This is why they need more weapons than just one, because they've got to rely on that one, and then it gets really stupid.
So anyway, people in the chat, am I an awful person, or am I overthinking, or am I somewhere in between?
Assert your feelings, you know them to be true.
I have no feelings. I just feel the regular amount of empty inside.
See, it's funny though, because if you're an awful person, then I'm just downright monstrous for not caring, you know?
Oh hey, it's... Oh, that's a full-blown penis nose.
Yes, what? Hi? What?
And that I say because I'm drawing an actual visual comparison. Oh, it jiggles.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just feel as though there's some things that I've said that can be taken out of context to make it seem like I'm being hypocritical, and that's not my intention. I just want everyone to get along, but also I hate it when games are unjust towards me. That's one thing that sucked growing up being me. Having a decent level of skill at games, and then failing a mission in a game through, like, RNG bullshit, and the only sympathetic, like, the lack of sympathy in the response that I get from, like, my immediate surroundings is, oh, it's only a game. Oh, why are you screaming at it? Oh, well, just get better at it. Calm down and try again. But it's not that I'm not good enough. It's I am good enough, and it's I've been made to fail by bullshit means that are beyond my control. But then, in my mind, that just makes me this bratty child who can't come to terms with his own failings. When, in reality, I'm a 21-year-old man who, when confronted with his own failings, starts tearing his hair out and screaming internally. So, you know. Wow. I've scared away the entire stream and my guest.
I'm not here anymore.
No. It's just that, like, I've been going through a tough time, like, not to get too real, but I'm going through a tough time mentally because of the filming of fucking Loose, to the point that Loose, like, I don't want to trivialize the term, but I feel like I'm within this close of loose ends being a fucking trigger word for me at this point. Which, I don't want to say that because that sounds like, oh, well, I'm saying it. I'm someone who has could never possibly understand what trigger possibly means, so I'm not allowed to use that term because, But, like, every time I hear it at this point, there's a sort of not quite stomach churn of, oh, fucking hell, that again, because of just, not even how badly it went, because it didn't go badly at all, but how badly I was made to feel about how it went, and that was through one person's feedback.
Tess?
Yes?
Tight beginnings.
Okay. Okay, thank you. I needed that. I needed that. I needed your tight beginnings, Heather. And Indigo,
Look,
I agree.
I'm tight on both ends. I don't know what you're talking about.
I do like the lock persisting as well. That's a nice detail. So, Heather, do you want to get real sad? Just on New Year's. Have some New Year's sadness. Because...
yes? Who? What?
Because I wrote a thing at some point, saved it as a PDF, and I might send it to you after the stream so you can read it and feel sad.
Dude, that's fine. I'll be streaming tomorrow, and I'll be sad anyway. I'll be playing Sonic Forces.
So you're going to be sad anyway. Good to know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, I suppose, Elliot, you have a right to know because you were there in person. So basically, everyone's feedback towards Loose Ends was positive, except there was, like, my former documentary teacher, and I say former because I dropped documentary after my second year of university because that's how the subjects work. And she was sitting in as, like, an exam invigilator because this, like... Okay, for people who are just watching the stream with no context, I'm in my final year of university, creative media production, we had to do a TV show. I was a director because, like, 90% of the show was... Oh, fuck off. That was brilliant, in a bad way. Yeah. So 90% of the show was my idea, so I sort of had to be the director. So I had to make 5 episodes in 2 days. 5 half-hour episodes, that is. Oh good, yeah, just slap me from behind, why not? While I'm bearing my soul. So we had to produce the show. And obviously there was a teacher from a separate department of media sitting in. So, like, separate department, but so that they're, like, independent and not inclined to, like, be favoritist. Because, like, my TV teacher had to be there to judge us exam-wise, because obviously she's a TV teacher, she knows TV. But then we had to have another media teacher there as well, just to say, you know, okay, TV teacher, make sure you're not going to be all favoritist because you've worked with these 3, because there's literally 3 of us in the TV class. Like, she had to sit in, so she knows about media, but she has no personal investment in how well the class goes, so she has to be a neutral party who's still, like, understanding enough to be able to give a grade. And while we're doing the filming, I sort of look over at her notes, because she makes the mistake of sitting next to me for a short while with her notes, taking notes, and I just happened to see Episode 1, not enough direction. Episode 2, still not directing. Episode 3, confusion in gallery, no direction, and so on and so on. And, like, looking at that felt like I was physically drowning. I don't even know what sort of vibes to get from my former documentary teacher. I don't want to be too real here, but, like, I've started on this rant, so I might as well finish it.
Go for it.
The thing is, it is that documentary teacher's sort of fault that I'm at that university in the first place, because she was the one who actually helped me get in the first place, because, like, it was sort of an awkward time. I was coming out of a different university and joining this on the second year of a 3-year course, and it was thanks to her that I was actually able to negotiate a place on the course in the first place. And so I feel as though, like, she knows what I'm capable of as a media producer, and she wants to see me succeed, and as I understand it, everyone on the course wants to see me succeed. But I get the impression that she just doesn't like me, which I'm not sure why, because last year, I had to do all 4 main subject areas, whereas, on this course, there's TV, radio, documentary, and film. And on the second year, people have to do 3 of those 4 in order to narrow down their options to do 2 subjects in the final year. I had to do all 4 just to prove that I'm, that I'm worth the... I don't know, that I have, enough credits or whatever, however the system works. And... hang on, I need to find a bomb in here somewhere. This has got nothing to do with my... okay, getting back on topic. Getting back on topic. So, in order to, I had to do her module as well. And this isn't going to go well. There we go. I had to do her module as well. And so, I was in her class for a while, so she got to know me. Which, fair enough. That's fair so far. But then I feel as though, I attended as good as all of the classes as I could. It's not necessarily easy to attend every single class ever because, personal health and whatever. But I feel as though this, despite the fact that I had pretty good attendance, she just sort of started getting sick of me existing, and I don't know, maybe I'm just misinterpreting, because I just get the impression that when I talk to her, she just has no patience for me, whereas she was at least willing to give me a chance when I first joined the course, so maybe I'm just reading too much into this. It's maybe she's just genuinely not aware of how personally I've taken this, but I just sort of glanced at the chat, and I didn't actually read the whole thing, but I think I'm reading correctly. That Elliot mentioning that a good amount of direction was written on the cue cards that I had written myself and supplied. I wrote the script, I wrote, the everything for the show. So I did plenty of directing, just not live during broadcast, because I had made all that setup beforehand. And honestly, this feels good to get this all off my chest, just so I have an audience to confirm that I'm not going crazy here. It's I did all the directing. It just wasn't live in the moment. But because it wasn't live in the moment, in accordance with the old ways, it's not good enough, which makes me an absolute failure of a director, which reminding me of that, and talking about it now, even still. You know how when Ace Attorney characters get backed into a corner, they start freaking out in hilarious visual ways? Me. Just at the prospect of being told that I'm an absolute failure because I'm not doing this in accordance with the old ways. Well, fuck your old ways, Anna. I'm sorry. You're a nice person, but please stop telling me that I don't exist or that I'm not a valid person just because I don't conform to your shitty documentarian ways. Aww. She's a nice woman. But... but please spare a thought for who the fuck you're talking about. Because it hurts. I don't want to get too real here. There is some too real, I think it's a bit late for that, but still. There were some too real elements that I'll talk to Heather about later, because this isn't really something I'd want to air my dirty laundry about in public beyond this point. But there's a second half to this story. And Heather will hear it, and everyone else I'd rather didn't. But that's the first half of it, and it was just awful. But it really, I do feel vindicated, though. So, allow me to at least bring the happy side to this story, because I do feel bad for, this is the end-of-year stream, and I'm just talking about myself and my own problems of being really selfish and shitty about it, so, And it's Heather's fault because she's not stopping me. No,
Tess, when would I ever stop you?
I don't know.
Name one situation in which I would want to stop you from anything. Yes, chat, I want you to read into that, too.
The thing that I will send to you after this.
There we go. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That's one thing!
Well, at least we have that in common. It's like breakfast at Tiffany's or something. Anyway. So, the thing that makes me feel vindicated in all this is, Elliot knows firsthand, he was there, he was the presenter of the show. I drafted him especially. And, he said that he thinks it went well, and all 3 of the guests, because we had a 3-person panel of guests playing the games and just generally having a fantastic time, and they all said that they felt it went great, and the footage I think is great, the camaraderie, the banter, the just general fun times, that was all great. everyone who was working on the studio floor, who was like operating cameras and doing floor managing, whatever, they all said it was great. Everyone up in the gallery doing, you know, vision mixing, sound mixing, graphics mixing, doing like all the behind-the-scenes stuff on the TV show, they all said it was great. And my 2 classmates and my TV teacher, we all spent an extra, I think, hour and a half in the studio after everyone went home, sort of talking and debriefing and analysing how we think the whole thing went. And the overall, like, conclusion was, yeah, that was great. That's probably one of the best TV shows that a final year student project has done at that university for quite some time. And I'm really glad that that was said, because it takes all of that positivity from the entire team to even begin to outweigh the negativity I felt from that 1 page of notes that I saw out of context. So the main thing to take away from all of this is take the fuck care when you criticize someone, because you have no idea how they might react to what you have to say. And I'm not saying, you know, don't do constructive feedback, because, you know, obviously people need that to grow and develop as creators or whatever. But don't be a dick just for the sake of it, because you have no idea how much damage that might do. So
There's a sense to be said that there's a difference between criticizing someone in a way that they can improve from, and criticizing something that isn't particularly applicable in this case.
Yeah.
Because you did do directing stuff, and just because physical direction during the situation may not have been called for, are you to be punished because you're doing better than you should? Is that what I'm to gather from her comments?
That's what I've inferred, anyway.
Like, that's silly, obviously, but, like, I don't know. I don't know. That's the kind of thing you've got to step up to somebody afterwards and say, hey, listen, Tess, you were supposed to be directing out there. Did you guys just have, like, perfect synergy in all the background meetings? And then if you said no, then it'd be a helpful tip that next time around you better be more involved, because then you can have better control over it.
But instead,
and then a discussion can be had.
Instead, what I got was, I think after episode 2 or 3, sort of approach from behind the scenes saying, oh, the vision mixer seems to be deciding all the camera shots and stuff. Is that what typically happens in a TV production? Well, no, you're asking me that knowing that the answer is no, but it's been working perfectly fine because I've briefed him beforehand. He knows what he's doing. He's not an incompetent idiot, and even if he was, what's the point of having a vision mixer if the director decides what should be shown on screen? That's the vision mixer's job. That's why they have the entire mixing desk in front of them. And
you just have to make sure that everyone's on the same page. That's what a director does. And as long as you are making sure that everyone's on the same page, or as I should say, as long as everyone is on the same page, the director doesn't really have to do anything.
Exactly. And Elliot can back me up here. And once again, I appreciate everything that he's pointing out, because obviously I'm sort of getting into this little world where, like, all 6 walls, including the floor and ceiling, are getting sort of progressively closer and closer in, to the point where I can't even breathe because of anxiety and stuff. And I really appreciate, like, sincerely from the bottom of my heart, people like Elliot, like standing up for me here and saying, you know, I was there and I can confirm you did okay. And I appreciate that so much. Obviously, also Heather talking to me about it after the fact as well.
Yeah, but I'm the shit talker in general. Like, I'm not the proper helper person in any situation.
Hey,
I'm the one who'll sit here and say, "Yeah, that's shit." Sorry, you had to go through that.
You've done a fine job helping me through this, though. So, there's the thing. Another thing that you may not know about me, except Heather will because of this, and now I've bared my soul to everyone here as well, making this stream completely unwatchable. I should clearly just not keep it public afterwards. But yes, I take things incredibly personally. I care too much, which you'd know about had you seen the mayonnaise video, but that's a Patreon exclusive because I just like to torture myself like that. Okay, yeah, that's a fair point to bring up. During episode 3, Elliot's, like, you know how in TV shows they have, like, lapel microphones that that goes on their collars and stuff? His had sort of got twisted onto a weird angle on his shirt, so bearing in mind there was some sort of technical problem that our sound guy couldn't actually hear us. because he's in like a separate booth with soundproof glass, and normally there's like a speaker system so that he can hear what's being said, so that he can be directed. And like, we had to just sort of hope that he was picking up what we're throwing down in saying, right, turn off Elliot's microphone, and then speak into his earpiece, hey Elliot, adjust your microphone, put it into the right position, and then put his microphone back on in time for him to say his next like line or whatever. And yeah, I helped out with that too, so no directing, huh? No directing, huh? I don't even want to be a director. So what the fuck is she expecting? Of course, part of this is just my tendency to awfulize everything, because the actual TV production itself is only worth 30% of the grade of this one module, which I think is, at most, 1/5 of the overall final year grade, I think, if that. So this, like, bearing in mind, the pass grade for any of this is 40%, so even if I did this perfectly, that wouldn't be a pass. Also, did I just go backwards on myself? I can't tell. I'm lost. Where am I going? Like, the 70% of the grade comes from, like, written supporting evidence of how well it's going. Is, like, that's what's worth all the important stuff. So even if I am told, no, you're an absolute failure, well, my crewmates are all, they both have to write an evaluation, and so do I. And if we all agree that I did a fine job directing, then I'm sure that'll cancel out any other notes anyway, because it's proof that I did my job. But it just hurts, you know? And I'd like to imagine that there's at least, like, maybe I'm being a bit masturbatory here, but I'd like to imagine there's at least some degree of jarringness in hearing that, you know, this fabulous reviewer, who by his very nature has to have a thick skin because of how he deals with Eurovision fans on a regular basis who tell him that he's an awful human being just because he doesn't like a song that he recognises objectively good, but of course that analysis is completely thrown out the window because he doesn't personally like it. The individual who has to grow that thick skin is still driven to extremely negative thoughts just from one person's actions in the real world. I hope that that really says something to a lot of people about what it actually means when you talk shit to someone. I hope that people can learn from this as an experience, is what I'm trying to say. Happy New Year!
We're not there yet. We still got an hour before you drop out and party and stuff.
Yes, party, exactly. Also, I don't understand how Americans stress it that way. It's like Happy New Year, not Happy New Year. That's a bit peculiar, I find.
Christmas, New Year, Thanksgiving.
Protons. Where am I even going? Like, I thought maybe, hey, I could keep up this rant through the entire... Like, I could rant for the entire duration of this dungeon, and then I'll get to the end and fight the boss of the Fire Sanctuary and be like, holy shit, I talked about myself for an entire dungeon. I'm an awful person. I should just go into a corner and curl up and just...
See, I didn't even want to stop you because I just kind of wanted to see how long you'd go.
I could go for a long time, but I don't want to make this stream unwatchable with my self-aggrandizing rambles about how shit I am at existing.
I mean, is it really shit at existing, though?
Depends who you ask. And therein lies the rub. Rub 7 days. Also, did I not need to do any of that because the puzzle was already solved? I just went and unsolved and resolved the puzzle. Good job, Tess. Case, point, in, and whatever the expression is. I missed.
Then he fired. This whole carrying water thing is silly.
I mean, I think it's
Also,
nice. I just
you supposed
really
to be immune to fire?
Yeah, that's an extra level of dumb. Maybe it's because it considers flames to be an element, whereas heat isn't. Because, you know, sometimes heat.
Fucking, it's just fire, though. You can handle any heat? Oh, really? Except for all these heats you can't handle.
Maybe it's secret... Okay, this is gonna sound like another, like... I don't know. Like, Dior fragrance, but... Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's... possibly napalm. So, like, it burns because it's a liquid that's on fire. I don't know what napalm is. I just know that in, I don't even remember which console it was for, but fucking Tails Adventure. You get napalm as a weapon. Like, holy shit, you are trusting a child between the ages of 4 and 8, depending on the canon, with napalm.
His standard weapon is still, like, cartoony grenades, though.
Yes, but in order to get to a... Like, there's an entire mission land level area where you can't even get in because there's tall grass. And tall grass, as we all know, is weak to napalm and only napalm. What the fuck was that game?
Well, Tails didn't learn how to spin yet.
You know, to be fair, I kind of want to Let's Play that game at some point, and I think I might be able to, because isn't it in Sonic Gems collection, I want to say?
Yes. Well, it's in one of the 2 Sonic Game Gear collection system things. So, probably?
So, either Gems collection or Mega collection plus...
Yes.
Well, either way, I have both of those for the PlayStation 2, and I just recently acquired a second-hand... It's a first-generation PlayStation 2 as well, so it's one of the expensive ones, from my sister, who was going to throw them out anyway. Like, she was going to throw out a PS2 and a Wii, and I'm just like, oh, hey, I mean... She asked if I wanted them for whatever reason. I thought, well, hey, why not? I mean, if you're going to give them away, then I could keep them for spare parts, being as I am a gamer. And so now I have a PlayStation 2 that I can put in my room without infringing on borrowing my father's one. Bearing in mind, it's sort of tragic because my PlayStation 3 was one that could play PlayStation 2 games. It survived 2 episodes of Clear 2 and then died, and being the genius that I am, I deleted the recording of it dying. Because that would have been fascinating to watch, and yet denied.
You have a sister?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, she like, visited, like, last week.
I mean, I'm sure she must have, but...
I mentioned her in Honey Pop because her name is Jessie. Or, well, Jess. We call her Jessie as an affectionate term for
Probably
endearment.
did, but I don't... I'm dumb, okay? This is pre-established lore within the canon of reality.
But,
Okay,
yeah,
here's the Pac-Man enemy. This looks stupid.
I do like the sort of serendipity of Tess and Jess, and that wasn't deliberate in any way, shape, or form.
Well, I mean, your name isn't given as Tess, so yeah.
I mean, honestly though, I actually much prefer being referred to as Tess, just as a name. And I guess maybe it's the psychology of, yes, this is the name that I chose for myself, but there's just something about, like, I won't disclose my full name, even though I'm sure it's a piece of piss to look it up online at this stage, but still. Like, perhaps it's having grown up being, you know, not having the best of times in the schooling system, but I'm just sick of being referred to as Connor. But I don't intend to change my name by any means. Like, my internet presence and thus my networked, you know, negotiated, whatever the fucking term for it is. Like, the presence that I've established for myself online is that of Tess, therefore I am Tess, unless I give you permission otherwise. And that's what distinguishes me from the real world, you know? Like I explain my social media habits as Tess uses Twitter, Connor uses Facebook, and Connor never uses Facebook. But that's more or less how it works.
Just the way you said that! You see, Tess uses Facebook, and Connor never uses Facebook.
But that's the idea. Like, if you see me post on Twitter, that's Tess talking. The stuff I do on Facebook is sort of Connor existing in the presence of his family. But maybe I'm just sick of the name. Maybe it's just it has this air of formality of, oh, well, that's my real world name. Psh.
Well, I can totally understand where you're coming from. I'm still far more comfortable being referred to as Austin than Cameron.
See, the sad funnity of that as well is Cameron works as I was gonna say a unisex name, a bisexual name.
Oh, I was named after a girl, but then proceeded to not be.
I just, how did I go back on myself when this isn't the way I was going? But the thing is, with when my PlayStation 3 died playing Cloner 2. Like, it properly full-on crapped out and ceased to function, to the point that we had to do some invasive surgery just to get the disc back. So it wasn't just the thing crashing, it literally would not work at all ever after, which is tragic. Whereas, I did actually watch the Juicy review, so, you know. Oh, it's not even 10 o'clock yet. We're making fun time. He says, just looking out over the audience, and it's just this sea of flames and debris and just several meteors labeled Tess's inner angst. Oh! Did I do that? Oh. See, I think if I did stream on, like, that's the one thing that sort of makes me think maybe I should move to Twitch at some point, but then, like, that's not something I'm heavily considering. But it's just, if I did, then absolutely one of my emotes would just be Tilted Tess. Because, like, of all the streams to put that in the corner of, this is a good one. Who's here?
Of all the things to do, that would be the best one. Who's there?
You know, like, brr, 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 who's there? That's a terrible imitation of fucking the Egg Golem and King Boom Boo.
Oh, that's what you were doing!
Yes, because he whispers who's there.
Is it who's there? I always thought he was whispering slam.
Come on and slam, and welcome to Japan.
Exactly! What the? A ghost! Slam.
Though to be fair, there is a trance song that I guess, like, I've been told by my father that no, it's just inspired by the musical Starlight Express. I'm like, but no, they wanted, like, it's called Theme from S Express, and I just like, but they just wanted an excuse to put sex in a pop song because there's this, I don't know if it's like not a snare drum, but like, there's a beat that just sounds like someone going up into a microphone and going, sex, sex, sex. And like, this is like 6-year-old me saying, why have they put sex in a pop song?
Well, that's fine. As a kid, I used to get Skittles explosions.
Oh.
There's a little S on all Skittles, so of course they had a Skittle on the end of explosion to create the S for Skittles explosions. But there was also a Skittle in front of the word explosion. It's like they didn't even think, or maybe they were thinking too much.
So, as a matter of being a good host, Alex, how much of this conversation have you already heard?
Not much.
Okay, that's alright then. I just sort of did a bit of soul bearing earlier. And I think that's why we have no viewers at the moment apart from Indigo, because she's a cinnamon cherub who is very supportive and hi!
Hello.
Meow.
Suddenly remembering the Mind Turtle. Hello.
Specifically the Barbershop Quartet and the Mind Turtle. Hello, 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 hello! Oh no!
Boom.
And for that matter, Alex, have you noticed this stream has earned Tilted Tess in the corner?
Oh no!
I got very tilted about equality earlier. And just how people are sexist and it's not okay.
My fault.
Entirely. Well,
Because I'm the sexist one.
no. No. The sexiest one, perhaps, but... No, that's me, to be fair.
True.
Why did that merit a fart?
Yes, that's exactly what that merited.
Well, excuse me, anus. Meow.
Gee, it sure is whoring around here.
My boy.
This penis is what all true warriors strive for. Oh, so when you're cursed, you can't use your items, but you can still dig, which requires an item to do. Logic? Oh,
Nintendo Magic.
it's the mushroom guy. Except he's actually a turnip. Turnip
Mushroom
for
guy,
home.
except he's actually a turnip.
Well, you should, you know, you're Canadian. You know about mushrooms and turnips and bears, oh my.
What?
Whomst?
Right?
That, I would have gone there if you hadn't. I don't remember the trick to this. Oh, that was easy. I know. I remember that. Okay, that's the thing with this particular playthrough of this game. Everything that could have gone wrong, that's never gone wrong for me before, has. And the one thing that could have taken 50 years to do, I did immediately. What the piss tits? You know, where you have a pair of boobs, and then you squeeze them, and then they lactate a perfect jet of piss.
Every day. What, you thought we stored milk in there? No.
Oh. And yes, Chrono 2 remake for the... yes. And for that matter, you know what would be nice is if they did, like, a 3DS or whatever, like... Oh, we got a heart container. Cool and good. That's my 4th heart piece in this entire game, and this is, what, the last main dungeon? So I'm doing good. But, anyway, what was I? Yeah. If they did, like, a 3DS remake of Empire of Dreams and Dream Champ Tournament, but they lumped them together as, like, one bundled thing? But in 3D with, like, 3D models instead of sprites and stuff. Or would that just be me?
Ooh. Lovely.
Maybe even, like, throw in Moonlight Museum in there as well, because literally no one outside of Japan has played that. What about the reviewers who imported it specifically? Nobody outside of Japan has played that.
Well, no, here's the thing. If you import a game, you're really just bringing a piece of Japan over to you. So you've never left Japan when you're playing those games.
Japanty panty.
Every night.
I will never get past the panties from Jazz Punk. I just the fact that it was in katakana as well, just like I could read and understand that I was having panties shouted at me.
Ah, the panty panty.
Panty panty. You know, when you're adorably out of breath. Panty panty. That made it worse. I made it worse.
Yes!
You know what I was saying before about the dynamic of conversation changing depending on who's here? So, in a space of about half an hour, we've gone from me bearing my soul and self-loathing and all that shit, and suddenly Alex is here and just... family poo. As I said, leave all the negative in 2017. We shall progress forward. Okay, there's something I can bitch about because we have an American, a Canadian, a Brit, a lion, a tiger, and a cow walk into a bar and numbers, right?
And they all have sex.
Meow.
Yeah.
Go on, finish your story. I've not tainted it that much.
Taint. But Heather, I know you have opinions on this too. The way numbers are pronounced.
Yes?
So if you have a 3-digit number, let's take.
Okay.
Let's say, for example, number of days of the year 356, 356. But Americans be like, no, that means 300.56. Like, no.
Who says it like that?
Who says what like what?
3.56.
As opposed to what?
356?
Well, I mean, the actual... If you had 300 and then a decimal place and then 56, that's how you pronounce 300.56. But the number 356 has an and in it. But Americans are like, nah, it's 356. Like, no, there is an and in there.
I will be perfectly fine with people who want to just save on the extra syllable, but I find the idea that adding the and implies a decimal point is really stupid.
Yeah.
And I don't know what American thought that up, but they're really stupid.
Yeah, and is not a decimal place. And then, what was the other one? There's something else of that flavour as well. But I think you asked me about it. I don't remember what it was.
Oh, I have a whole list I complained about on Twitter not too long.
Go right ahead.
Oh, I don't remember. I just remember complaining about it.
I'm literally just waggling the remote at this point because why not? Clearly this is Wii Sports. Which just reminds me of that time that, oh, I just made myself sad because I thought about bloody, Galaxy Versus and how there was an episode of that where I just played Wii Sports instead of the game, and it was just good because I maintained my lead anyway. Because it's Yuki, he's a special boy.
Because he fucking sucks at games.
Okay, rude.
What is true?
Yeah, but still, he's still a friend.
That's what you say about all the things you kill in this game, Tess! Jesus!
I mean, to be fair,
Yes?
I could say Chapter 2 and only you would understand. Once again, I've maxed out my wallet, and again, that never happens in this game.
Yeah.
Should have converted more rupees to arrows.
Panty. And I shall just leave it on that. I shall use, and that shall be my way of paying for my sins. How many goddess walls does one dungeon need? What's a dinosaur to dine? What's a saw to dine? What's a do?
What's a dyna?
Trying to watch Rugrats. What the heck? Janky ass Dorito Triforce.
It's too fun.
Techno Waffle Frisbee.
Oh my god, you did that without ever, like, retracing a line. I'm impressed.
I've played Phantom Hourglass. The thing is...
Oh yeah, that required you to do that at one point, didn't you?
Thing is, I don't remember how Phantom Hourglass suggests that you do it, and I think that might have been it, because when I did it the first time, I drew it a completely different way. I was trying to remember what it is. I think... So if you start at the very top, and then... Like, if you think of the design as 3 triangles that are just touching tips in strange places, then I would go, like, from the very topmost pinnacle of the top triangle, down to the bottom left corner of the top triangle. Like, that's an evil crystal, that's where I'm going after it. So, I would draw the first 2 sides of the top triangle, so that the left side and the bottom side of the top triangle. And then, like, bear in mind, that already puts me in a weird position. So, I would go diagonal down left, horizontal right, diagonal down left again, up left, down left, horizontal right twice, and then up left twice? Yeah, up left twice. So it was a really convoluted way of doing it. Like, it starts with drawing a lightning bolt in the middle and then doing, like, a weird thing around it. I'll have to demonstrate that at some point, but... That's how I did it the first time, and, like, it came out really wonky, anyway.
And it's still registered?
Yeah. But it's just, if you do the whole draw half the triangle, then the upside down triangle, and then the rest of the big triangle, then that works a lot better. That registers it much more straightforwardly.
Well, if that one drawing of the donkey is anything to go by, you are a pretty wonky drawing.
Don't even insult my wonky donkey. It's still on Twitter. I think either you or the Albanian fuck. I hope he's not offended by me calling him that. Like, one of them put a link to it on TV Tropes, so, you know, it's there. If you want to find my wonky ass donkey. My wonky ass! Because it's a donkey! Oh. I just had another moment where the screen went black, and I'm not sure what's causing that.
Oh no.
But what if coffee beans, poo beans?
And then poo!
And then poo, exactly. I really should actually post some of the Danganronpa shit posts that I make. But then people might accuse me of watching ahead in the game when actually all I'm doing is seeing sprites. Which is a fine flavour of beverage.
I mean, it is. You're not wrong. I prefer cranberry Sprite. Shit, I've never gotten any cranberry Sprite. That's dumb. I can't believe I did that. I've completely skipped out on getting the best soda in the world this year. I completely
What, Kazuichi? Kazuichi is best soda.
I mean...
He has a fine booty. Not as fine a bulge as Nekomaru, but the best booty in Danganronpa 2. Danganronpa Toot. Link, you're facing the wrong way. We could be done here.
This seems really awkward.
What, Kazuichi's fine booty?
That too. Just this entire centipede mess.
It's not bad, the only real approach is to get good.
And I'm not. Ergo,
Neither am I.
it's bad.
I just don't like that when you bait and switch it around corners. Like, you're most likely not going to be facing the right way. You need to be a master baiter.
I mean, I am, but...
Dex!
Top
10 dicks in gaming!
Top 10 bad dicks!
Number 10, baby!
Oh god. Oh no. No.
Yes.
I mean, if you're confessing to owning an undersized... Not even finishing that thought. Also, I love how the boss keys in this game are all already things, but then when they got to the Fire Sanctuary, they just gave up like, fuck it, it's just a mess of deets and doots in 3D space. They're 3 deet and 3 doot. Doot! You know, Mr. Skeletal and his calcium.
Got it.
Yes, give me more rupees that I can't hold. Heal me for 2 hearts, oh fairy. So, stupid question, because I'm fairly sure I already know the answer, but... do all of the Z crystals in the Gen 7 games have stupid names?
Well, I think they go by the formula,
Type
is this now?
EMZ.
Yeah, type EMZ, but it's like, there are a few, like, event ones that are, like, there's one for Snorlax called Snorlax EMZ.
That's even worse.
And
They might as well just call it the Snorlaxative. It makes you sleep and poo. When you want to snooze on the loo. You snooze, you poos.
I also remember there being at least one for Pikachu called Pikachunium Z.
What?
Of course, not to be confused with Pikachurin, which is an actual thing.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go back to the whole bomb shoes thing.
Ah, the bomb shoes. You wear them and they blow up your feet. It's like the blast mask for your feet.
It's like those skinned Pokemon footwear, the Pikachus. You know.
Oh, I could actually do this. Well, fine. Could have used this earlier, to be honest. It should be Sleepy ZZZ from Ace Attorney Investigations 2, which is a plot point. A sleeping drug called Sleepy ZZZ. But the first and the last Z's are lowercase and the middle ones are capital.
Why is there always such a long process for upgrading shit? Especially if you're going to be upgrading a lot of things at once. What if they're going to fade to black anyway, why do they waste so much time upgrading shit? I'm sorry, this is speaking from Breath of the Wild, wasting hours of my time, it feels like, just watching the Great Fairy make out with Link. Not that I'm entirely complaining, mind you, but...
Breath of the Wild has a flaw, you say?
I will admit that fully! I've never been the one to defend the game, it's just a work of art! You know what else is a work of art? Sonic Unleashed! Bite me!
Tracy Emin won a Turner Prize for an unmade bed qualifying as a work of art, I think. Someone did anyway. Oh good, we get to do the toilet mission, except no.
Porygon ZZ, I love that.
Put it
You
in
know,
my
in
B-drive.
the bathroom.
What?
B-drive. Let me ringus your dingus. Thank you. But yes, the USB dildo. There it is. I was absolutely nowhere near the ringy-dingy-ringy-ding.
Oh, the B drive.
Boop. You know, the USB noise. Can I afford a heart?
No, I won't
Oh.
allow it.
Meow. Oh, potatoes!
Have some potatoes, friend.
Potatoes flying into my soup.
I'm laughing question marks at you.
Did that happen publicly? Because I don't know if people will get it.
I think you tweeted it.
I hope so.
You know, as only Skype thing.
Which I haven't used in ages because we don't use Skype anymore. But still. But any other time of year, I would say yes. This time of year, nah, it's good. It's just don't die. Just don't do it. Tweeble be evil.
Porygon 2, really? I mean, I love Porygon Z, so maybe I'm just biased, but... Cause they all look progressively more like their face is trying to say, KILL ME! So, I mean, that's why I like Zed the most, is just because he's the most KILL ME of the three of them.
I'm just fond of the Porygon family in general, just specifically because of a thing that Joff and I wrote, and I think Alex was involved for a while, but then it turned into just me and Joff, and one of the antagonists was a Porygon who kept evolving and basically death.
Do I now?
Bop, Dippin' Dots on Roombas, Photoshop some Goombas, this is not a tumor. My wrist. Time is a tool you can put on the wall or wear it on your wrist. The past is far behind us. The future doesn't exist. Look at the time. It's 9:15. Time to have a bath. What do you mean? We're already clean. Scrub, scrub, scrub till the water's brown.
Okay, calm down, Mr. Clock.
Oh, I'm going to need to voice some Gira ass him. Here comes a special boy. Here comes a special boy.
Oh, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh, hello there, Tess. I see you're still among the living. Fancy meeting you here. We seem to bump into each other time and time again. Oh, it's no coincidence, though, is it? You and I were bound by a thread of fate. Huh! Look at these old drawings. Aren't they quaint? I could put them on my fridge, or maybe my Instagram. Until I found these, I was upset about that little stunt the goddess's guard dog pulled at the gate of time. What was that twig's name again? Impa? Well, never mind that, because these drawings suggest the existence of a second gate of time. This news has just filled my heart with rainbows. Good. I've been a busy boy, searching here and there and everywhere for another gate of time. I even had to escort a pissy little robot up the mountain. Oh wait, that was you. And yet, I couldn't even find a single clue. Since I know I could be honest with you, I'll admit I got a little sulky. It was frowns all around. The thought of never getting my hands on that darling young girl again was, well, more than I could bear. But then I found this place. Lele. The prospect of a second gate of time has positively made me giggly.
Yeah.
What? That girl, your adorable friend, she'll be instrumental in bringing about the revival of my master. And though I feared she was now quite beyond my reach, I despair no longer. But before we talk any further on that subject, there's still the outstanding matter of your punishment, Tess. Do you remember when I told you that the next time we met, I'd make your ears bleed from the sound of your own screams? I'd forgive you if you didn't. Tess didn't actually voice act that line because he was talking with his friends. Well, I've been thinking, perhaps corporal punishment is a touch harsh. I might be willing to forgive and forget if you'll strike a deal. Strike these nuts. All I ask is that you tell me where I can find the other gate of time. That's not too much to ask, is it? Oh, don't play coy with me. I know that you know, so why not let me in on the fun?
Because all I can say is shut!
Such behavior. A mischievous boy like you needs to be dealt with firmly. I must warn you, I won't go easy on you this time. I'm going to go in dry. Allow me to strip again, this time including the gloves.
Oh my.
Tess, I'm starting to lose a grasp on what's actually Girahim's line and what's just you coming on to me, so...
Lovely, aren't they? You'll find the supple skin of my arms tougher than any armor. Doesn't their shape just leave you breathless?
But it doesn't.
Behold, such beauty, such a pure form, such an exquisite physique, such stunning features. It's Brittany, bitch. Yes, I've pretty much got it all. There is one teensy tiny thing I lack. Namely, your virgin mercy. Come to me, Tess. You and I were bound by that thread of fate, destined to fight. So come close, Tess. Meet me in battle, and the thread of fate that binds us will be soaked crimson with your blood. With your blood.
This is blood and semen.
But Lady Gaga did do a perfume with exactly that flavour. She's a special girl.
I know she is. The meat dress. I've never forgiven her.
See, this is decidedly harder than the version in the Forest Temple, and yet, I always found it easier, even as a young bab.
What?
Girahim is a bitch, but only if you're good about it. So please, eat some Lego. You know, Lego my ego.
Crunch, crunch.
Oh no, Cuphead, stop eating the gold. Wow.
Hairball?
Yes. Oh, those are circles. I did it. I saved Christmas.
Yay!
Oh, there he is. There's that little goober. Mischievous monkey child. He's so good at counter-attacking, it's so pooble. Oh come on, I got a solid hit in there. That's a lot of solid hits, actually. Literally, I just loosened my grip on the Wiimote and just went thunky chunky for a while. Do you ever just thunky chunky?
mean, why do I feel like that has something to do with, like, inner thighs and never mind?
Inner thighs and never mind.
In that
You know, in the bathroom.
The toilet.
The toilet.
The bees.
Bees! Oh no, not the bees!
Not the Arby's.
Oh, Nicolas Cage.
Oh, I misheard the first syllables of that. Like Pilot Albert, but without friends. Oh, who goes there?
No.
Oh, yeah.
It's Jennifer Presley, like Jennifer Lopez and Elvis Presley had a baby.
Yeah, that's me. Because when Jennifer Lopez has a child, she'll name it after herself.
I mean, I wouldn't put it past her, but then again, I know nothing about her, so. You know.
Jennifer Jr.
It's Jen from Gen.com. The
Oh,
ultimate
yes.
genologist.
The 4-panel. 4-panel life. Instead of going to your YouTube channel, I always find your stream by going to your Twitter and then finding the most recent tweet.
That's why I tweet about it.
It's more reliable because YouTube
Good
doesn't
job.
tell you that Tess is streaming.
Rum.
Oh! There we go, I stabbed him in the face a couple of times. Enough of this foolishness! Oh, I spat on my microphone. I am Girahim, Demon Lord I am! Foolish you are! It shouldn't matter how powerful your sword is, you are still nothing. Not just a human child!
Stop!
And yet you prevail! You filthy
adorable.
scamp! You've awakened a wrath that will burn for eons! I swear to you, whatever it takes, I will drag you into an eternity of torment!
Yes.
Oh. I'm seeing colours. Because I breathed a bit too much in giving those lines. No, I've never played Ever Oasis. You need a heart in order to live, I guess. If you don't have a heart, then you die. That's the message. I've got a bit lightheaded. God damn it, Girahim.
You turned a bit into Yoda in the beginning there.
Really? I didn't notice. So how are y'all doing tonight?
Gay.
And I just
Good.
And I just remembered the fucking joke Yoda from Game Grumps.
I only get that reference because of one very specific YouTube poop, so be grateful. And Tilted Tess is still going to stay in the corner of the screen.
Yum.
Clearly I should just make a load of graphics for, like, stream achievements, so if a certain thing... Like, you know how some channels get popular enough that people make bingo cards of what to expect from their streams? I should just do that with
Your own
achievements.
bingo card.
Lovely.
Bingo cards of achievements?
Yes, but stuff... Like how, GT Live is like, you know, clap and a half, fucking... something involving cat pat and sprinkler time. They don't do sprinkler time anymore, probably because it's winter. Oh no, have I outed myself as a theorist? You know, we're making surprisingly good time though, because it's only 10:30.
Yum.
That
It's only
said, though,
5:30 for me.
that said, I said to my parents that I would be done at 11-ish. I think there's something on TV they want me to watch at 20 past, which will then feed into the countdown, so...
Lovely.
Just a pancake?
Only
But
one.
you can't have just a pancake.
Pancakes? Bet you can't have just one.
And then waffle.
How much are you betting?
an entire pancake.
That's... I see. That's very clever. If you bet someone a pancake that they'll only have one pancake, then it's a paradox.
You profit no matter what.
Yes, but also if they eat one pancake and you give them a pancake as a prize, then they eat more than one pancake.
So they have to give
There
it back,
was,
and then they've won the bet again.
God damn it, I thought I told you guys not to divide by 0.
There was an allowance paradox that basically something to the effect of a father as an incentive wanted to have his son work for some money. And his son was young, so he basically said, for every dollar you earn, I'll give you $1. All the son had to do was earn $1, and his father had to keep giving him dollars because he kept earning $1 from his father.
Ha!
Holla holla, get dollar.
The perfect loophole.
Yeah. Oh, loophole.
God fucking damn it.
Hey, this is a... whatever age rating Tess's streams are. It's God cunting, damn it, here. God damn it.
That reminds me, I was going to bitch about this earlier, but then I got really tilted about other things. But I don't think he realizes it, and I don't think Masei realized it either. But in Chugga's LP of Pokemon Black and White, there's a Lillipup called Burk, and Burk is a synonym for cunt, like right down to how significant the meaning is. So, good job there. Admittedly, no one uses it, but still.
Wait, really?
Yes. I'm not 100% sure of the spelling, and no one actually uses it in that sense, but that is what it means. So,
Wow.
well done, Chugga. You had one of
Is
the...
it like a word that people know, or is it just like one of those words where you're like, oh, there's like, that means that?
And I guess it's outdated because I've never heard anyone use it in that sense, but etymologically that is what it means in this country. Even though it just sounds like it's a really goofy, doofy word for an idiot, but no, it's a very vulgar word meaning vagina. That was weirdly musical.
But that kind of reminds me, like, I never heard the word revengeance until Metal Gear Rising.
Is it even a word? Because, I mean, it's Metal Gear.
Yeah, it's a portmanteau, revenge, and vengeance.
Yeah, that's a portmanteau, though. It's not a full-blown word.
Like a Pokemon.
Yes,
I don't need
exactly.
to come here. I feel like I didn't need to come here. I didn't need to come here. Fuck.
You didn't need to come here.
Oh, duh. I'm one step ahead of the game, because I know I needed to go and learn the song of the Grey Prostitute the Fifth, and I sort of, like, I even saw a text box saying, go to the Sealed Temple, and like, I'm gonna save time by doing something I don't need to do yet now.
Nice.
You know, like, wash the dishes before you have dinner to save time. It's a life hack.
How does that save time if you're just doing it now instead of later? It's still the same amount of time, right?
No.
Wait, what?
Is it like on your way instead of a detour?
In this case, exactly the opposite.
Why are you...
Also, another thing that has only ever happened on this stream, I have never taken damage from these... Like, these enemies have literally never gotten my way before. And yet, in this series of streams, they have caused me several hearts of damage. Please don't dispose of chewing gum in the urinals, it causes several dogs.
Oh no.
Sounds like a person.
That's probably... That's the scariest thing that causes dogs that I've ever heard of.
Because I know I mentioned that at some point in a previous stream, I don't know which one, but that's a mildly graffitied, a mildly vandalized sign that it actually says severe clogs, but it causes several dogs.
I love images that are just like people defying signs that are right next to them.
It's a fine genre.
But in the wrong way. What was the...
Bill Posters will be fined. Bill Posters is innocent! That there is one that's like a warning sign that says, you know, graffiti vandals, we are watching you, and someone's written underneath in Sharpie, yeah, bullshit.
I remember seeing a sign that was like a sign of like what was it? No seagulls. Oh, and there's like a black silhouette of a seagull, and then standing on top of the sign was the exact same seagull.
Mine.
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 Mine! Mine!
Mine.
Perfect. That's what this stream has become.
Well, I hope you've all enjoyed. We'll be doing this for another 20 minutes. Mine.
Mine.
Can I buy a lot of popcorn, please? Mine.
Give me a word that rhymes with movie theater. Cease. I've took her to the Hershey Kiss nipple belly.
Still not as bad as Twilight Princess.
Those are nipples, though. This is a belly nipple.
I mean, like, I'm pretty sure one of them had junk. Never mind.
So? Raising more questions about me. Why?
Why not?
Why? Why?
Executor. Dish executor. Dish. Execudish.
Yes.
Sweet Jesus-y seagulls. Or seas gog.
Seagull goggles. The new trend.
I could swear I just accidentally cut that pillar down, except that's not possible, and I clearly didn't because it's still there. Oh, clearly this only works if you shoot it from the right side.
Oh, there you go.
Yay.
Yeast.
Nintendo doesn't do ripoffs. It buys things.
Technically,
Isn't that
Nintendo's
Disney?
Kingdom Hearts is just called Smash Brothers.
We've been over this.
Or more recently, Mario Kart.
Kingdom Hearts is Disney, right?
Yeah.
It's Squeenix, technically.
But it's Disney stuff.
Yeah, it's honestly, and this is no exaggeration, it's 2 employees bumped in an elevator and got talking and created a game.
Why can't I live in a world like that? And there's that. Although that said, the 3 of y'all are possibly Laura as well, and maybe Elliot because you're also present, and maybe Indigo. I don't know what your life is like, but I reblogged that whole list of game-making resources. Let's make a motherfucking game.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And would it not be good if we made a game that ended up being like the hit indie smash of like 2020, and people could trace its origins back to specifically this stream where I talk about my soul for a couple of hours, and then hey, let's make a game.
Yum.
Ah, the
That'd be
Grusenifor. Clearly that's how you pronounce it.
Cruise metaphor.
Ew, gross.
You Gruse.
The Crusader.
Oh, the Bombador.
I heard that as Bombador.
I don't know what came over me. I don't care how beefy you are. Link isn't.
Go on.
Link is weak and a baby.
Well now! If it isn't Link! Or should I say, Stink!
Oh, it's a hole.
No.
Right, Steve. Or should I say,
Thing
Steven?
looks so dumb. This thing looks so bad.
Oh, we've established it is clearly infinite.
Well,
With an anus
okay,
for a
but
throat.
at least Infinite had a goofy voice, right? Imagine if this thing came out and was like, I'm not weak. I'm not weak. I could
Okay,
totally
in my
get
mind, the logical progression is, I'm not weak, I'm not salad! I know what salad has to do with being weak.
It's like a giant fucking bear! What's wrong with this picture?
Come on, give me a hug.
What? Oh my god. Look at this thing! This thing is stupid. At least this version is better than the one from Hyrule Warriors. But that's also not saying much.
No. In response to the cartoon creatures comment, there's no way in hell that I would make a game and have it not be all furries, so I can relate.
I mean, to be entirely fair, this is exactly why my game stars slime girls, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean,
That'll
the game
come out
all
in
furries
some-
and aliens and other weird creatures. Humans
Yeah.
suck.
Yeah, lions and tigers and bears, oh my.
Yeah.
No.
Moo beans. Full of milk.
Movies.
Honk honk.
Hong Kong is a place.
I love how Groose is shouting Wiimote controls at Link while he's the one doing them.
Am I going to be sat upon? No? Good, okay. Ah, fall over, you crunchy funk.
You crunchy funk.
It's like Scrimmy Bingus and the Crunchy Spingus up in here.
I really
No
don't like
bingus.
the look of any of those weak spots on this monster.
Yeah, they're very disturbing.
I just don't like
teeth.
them.
Like, what are they filled with?
Pustules. As in, they are pustules filled with smaller pustules.
That would explain a lot of why I don't like them.
You break it open and there's just a bunch of grapes inside.
Specifically, a bunch of grapes.
As opposed to a piece of toast. Two guys with handlebar mustaches. A man painted silver who makes robot noises. Garmanarnar. You don't get to have toes. Check your toe privilege. You do not have it. You lack it. I'm the debt collector here to reclaim your toes. You are insignificant toe debt, buddy. Give them
There's
back
so
to
many
inland
ways.
revenue.
There are so many ways you could make a boss fight like this really interesting if the whole goal was like, you know, chipping off its armor or something. Just the fact that it's got these goofy little fingers and shit. It's just,
I just don't like the look of them at all.
They
There's
jiggle.
like veins. There's veins.
They veiny and they jiggle and,
I don't like anything about it.
like, they must be so painful to walk on, too.
And the back of its throat
Yeah.
is an anus. Let's not
Well,
overlook
look,
that.
okay, I'm okay with that. That just means it's a precursor to Guzzlord, but
Thank you. I was just gonna say. It's Guzzlord again. Have you seen Guzzlord in between this stream where we
Yes.
mentioned it and now?
Yes, I have.
Good. How do you feel?
terrible.
I could hear some sort of screaming in the background, and I can't tell whether it's outside or a machine or my mother having some sort of emotional breakdown or just my demons on the inside being like, wheelie! That hurt my throat something severe!
Yes, don't try to outdo me on that one.
You're the one on stevia
Exactly. You've
And
got to
other-
get on my level.
and
Down
other
some
boob
aspartame,
fluids.
You know, coming to such an abrupt stop on that sailcloth must be really, really killing Link's arms right now.
As I said, just mod it so that they are instead a pair of underwear. A pair of underwear with a strange
As
inflection.
opposed to a singular underwear.
Go to bed.
No, it's 5:46.
I am in bed.
Well, you're not in my bed, so shut up.
It's
This
not
thing
even
pumping the
6
ground
p.m.
is so stupid.
I'm an adult.
Are you?
Yes, actually.
Do you eat cars on a regular basis?
Yes. I can drive.
I can't
which
argue with that
is-
then.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
Link,
Bronx.
what the
I'm gay and
fuck
can
was
drive.
that?
God, please nerf.
Just wait till you see what just happened with like Link launching himself towards the ceiling spike and missing. Also, the toes give you free heals.
What?
Another reason to dislike them.
I don't like any part of that.
This is correct.
I don't like any amount of any part of that.
Good.
Bad.
Oh.
Why do
so
they
much
have like
fun.
electricity around them? Like I don't like the graphics
Get
of
a load of-
electricity either.
Get a load of this!
It shuffled. It did the Harlem Shuffle. And it still swooped you with its spunky clunks.
It did the shuffle.
The shiggy diggy
Spooky with
shake
his
shake.
swunky clunks.
It's
The
just
Donkey
such a
Kong.
It's such a dumb idea for a boss because it
Hey,
will
g-
attack you the moment that you're anywhere near it because you gotta get near it in order to attack
Oh,
it.
for fuck's sake. Hey,
walk
guess who's
through
having
the
trouble
sound.
with a boss that's a piece of piss on anything that isn't streamed?
Yeah, but it's also. Just
Now, Link,
goofy
don't spend forever
and
just
bad.
staring at it in its stun animation. Actually move.
Oh.
Because look at how much more time Link would have to fight back if he didn't just stand there like, duh.
How do you keep teleporting between being next to his feet and being far away firing a cannon?
That's gross.
Oh.
his gang of boys.
But you're controlling Goose. Goose.
With social pressure.
You are possessing Goose's body.
Don't mind me,
This isn't Spirit Tracks yet.
don't mind me just snagging the entire cord between the remote and the nunchuck on the bottom of the table holding up my microphone.
Where does Spirit Tracks fit into the timeline? Because like Phantom Hourglass is a direct sequel to Wind Waker, but like
It's direct
Spirit
sequel,
Tracks
just
is
several
the
centuries
next-
later.
Yeah, it's later generations after they discover the continent and call it New Hyrule. They just find
and
all
then
the
they
railroad
steal
tracks and they
Lord
build
into the
more.
ground.
Something I don't know.
Post Demon Lord,
Dude, the Zelda timeline's bad.
Demon King. Yeah, because they tried to give it a timeline. It didn't need one.
Exactly. I like the idea that there's implications that all of the stories come before all of the stories, or that they're all recountings of the same legend in different societies, and the fact that
I like that.
that was one thing that I really liked. Wind Waker's probably my favorite addition to that canon because the implication is that Wind Waker directly follows Ocarina, but they're getting the Ocarina story mixed up with the Link to the Past story. So the implication is that the same story went to 3 different places before all coagulating to be that Wind Waker must be 100 years after Ocarina, which is also Link to the Past. That's personally my favorite interpretation of the timeline because it means it's all folklore. And it also means that Skyward Sword shouldn't exist.
I don't know. I don't know enough about
His-
each of those games to.
Well, here's a hot take. What if, right, for all the different variations of the lore and the canon and different societies and retelling whatever, what if it's just a video game?
Tess,
Wrong. Wrong.
don't bring that kind of a
Blocked,
logical
unfriended.
stress into this.
Knife, knife.
Unfollowed. I followed you on Twitch just to unfollow you on Twitch.
Unfollowed, unliked.
Muted, blocked, delisted, reported for abuse.
Panty, panty.
Panty.
Family poo. My friends, ladies and gentlemen.
Tess brought us here, you can blame him.
Oh, sure, blame the lion. Clearly, I'm playing the race card here. Meow.
Meow.
I love when hearts grow on plants. I love when souls grow on plants for you to harvest and use for health.
Crunch, crunch.
Have you never played Dark Souls?
Crunch, crunch.
Time there. You just have to kill the plants first because they're actually guardians of a grove in the middle of the forest.
All I know about Dark Souls is like a post that was like meme versions of all of the bosses.
Oh god.
It was just like the health bars of various bosses on like things that fit descriptions.
I would like to see that with more franchises.
Huh?
I want to see that concept with more franchises.
It was like the Dark Souls health bars on actual photos. Wait.
I love that shit so much. If you could find some of those, I'll be very grateful for you digging them up so I didn't have to.
Absolutely. Let's see if I...
It's absolutely abspirational.
Is it Dark Souls? Yeah, it's Dark Souls.
I remember seeing one thing like that where it was like, the health bars over this one dog that was like howling.
The only thing that's coming to mind for me is one of those autonomous vacuum cleaners with a knife strapped to them, and it's just labelled, using the Zelda font, Divine Beast Va Roomba.
And that reminds me of one video you showed me where like it was like this vacuum chasing this kid.
Well, one of those stand-up vacuum cleaners. Well,
yeah.
While they play that She's a Maniac song in the background.
That She's a Maniac song. Not just any She's a Maniac song.
Very specific one. But what if you were to take this gate of time and like build a mechanism that just pours water into it and have that feed into itself so that when it gets back to the present it's double water? That made sense in my head. So you go into this gate of time and come out on the other side, like, so however many years in the past. So if you just build like this loop that gets water from one side and delivers it into the other, infinite source.
Okay, I can't find... Sorry.
Go on.
I can't find the health bar meme, but I did find a list of cool advice from Dark Souls, which is just, various... Age only affects appearance and has no bearing on ability. Gender has no bearing on ability. Everyone has imperfections. Prejudice births malcontent. Become a dark spirit. Time for crab. I just really like the progression of the...
What about that,
this list?
that Tumblr master post of "Can you lick the science"?
What?
Oh man, wait.
I haven't seen that in ages.
I'm assuming that came out before the Nintendo Switch did.
Yes.
Well, we need to update it now. That's science, right? Bruce has boobs.
Do you want me to read Can You Lick the Science?
Yep, go ahead. The whole thing, if it pleases you.
Genetics. Do not, unless cheek swabs. Chemistry. No, do not! Archaeology. Perhaps, but might be human bone. Geology. Sometimes needed, sometimes dangerous. Psychology. Best not. Physics. How? Zoology. In zoology, science licks you.
Yeah.
Anthropology. Maybe ask first. Herpetology. Bad plan, bad plan, bad plan. Sociology. If you have time and dedication and willingness to piss a lot of people off. Botany. You might hallucinate or die, or it might be delicious. Computer science. The tingle of electricity on your tongue is how you know it's working. Epidemiology. For the sake of the world, please do not. Linguistics. Despite the name, please probably don't. What's the...
There's one about spreadsheets in there somewhere.
That's the next one. Engineering, maybe, but it'll taste like spreadsheets. Software engineering, nothing else has made the code work, so you might as well try it. Neuroscience, that is someone's brain. No, do not. Marine biology, you can try, but you'll probably just get a mouthful of seawater. And here's the last one. Astronomy. Look, if your dedication to like Uranus is what it takes to get humankind to another planet, then so be it.
Lovely.
I remember seeing an alternative version that was astronomy. Good luck, buddy.
Like space.
Lick all the space.
Consume space.
See, I would be doing Zelda's voice for this, but it's kind of a serious scene and it takes about 20 years to get through, so for the sake of all mankind, I shall just suss my spees.
Typing intensifies.
Sounds amazing, Indigo.
Was it Dark Souls? Am I like thinking? I'm trying to find the Dark Souls health bars meme and like, was it Dark Souls? I'm pretty sure it was.
Oh god.
A lot of really good blowjob faces in this game.
Meow, meow.
Wait, what?
Just keep your eyes on Link, and preferably other things in him.
Meow, meow.
Oh no.
Oh, yes!
Okay, Kool-Aid man.
I was going to say, Skyward Sword brought to you by Kool-Aid, which we don't have in this country.
How does everyone get Kool-Aid out of that? Am I that bad at Team Bresto? Probably.
Oh.
You see, that's my problem. I'm sitting here from years ago. Get a load of this! Oh, yes!
This is the only thing I can find at a search. I'm putting that's in the Discord.
Oh. Well, too bad.
But Heather, that's the Dark Souls. I'm trying to find like the post. There was a post with them.
This fucking dance party.
It's like Guzzlord all over again. I'm missing out on the memes.
It's a gif of like a family in goth clothing dancing. If that helps.
Oh god, those are some eyes.
Why am I reminded of all that scene with all the kids dancing in A Charlie Brown Christmas?
That's exactly what it is, isn't it?
Can I step in and say, Link has the ultimate not now stupid boner face? See, that's why when he kneels down he keeps one knee up so that it doesn't protrude through his skirt.
Oh my god.
Oh no, it's happening again! And in front of Zelda! Shit!
He hone, he moan, but most importantly, he bone. And that's just a metaphor. It's a euphemism. He's standing in front of Zelda and now his blade is at the ultimate form.
Ha!
Oh, god fucking damn it, Tess.
Oh my god, Link! Your Master Sword is as good as mine! Yeah, okay.
Meow.
Oh no!
Have I mentioned I'm shirtless?
Tess, I need you to force your way inside me with your Master Sword!
When was it that I was talking about the Master Sword dildo? Because I know that came up at some point today.
The Master
boy.
Dildo!
I'm just saying, there are all these websites that do like gaming-related memorabilia, most of it unlicensed, and I could just imagine, just the hilt of the Master Sword, and the blade, except the blade is a dildo.
A big, long, wobbly one.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Oh god, not the claw shot! Oh, not the double claw shot!
Oh, I found it. I found the list of.
Good. Please change the subject. I'm running out of them.
I was going to come back onto the subject because it reminded me of something awful.
Oh god, Tess, why?
See, I think Alex and Heather have both maybe heard about this before because I've screamed about it at them before, but there exists a thing, and I haven't viewed it by my own volition, but it's something that I've been made aware of, and let's just say it's a flash animation of questionable repute, where there are various toggleable options regarding Link's existence, and they all have Link to the Past item sprites associated with them. And under the hookshot icon is 6 letters. Wee wee!
Fucking wee wee.
Oui, oui.
It's a really emotional scene and we've completely ruined it.
Good!
Good job.
Oh my god, Tess, I'm gonna sleep in here and I need you to come and wake me forcefully.
Oh god.
Not like that!
I was just laughing, but that's fine too.
It's just the taco meat all over again. Well, we were talking about Naganuma earlier, so...
Naganum num.
Zelda's crystal is worth $5. I have no idea.
Dollars. 701.
Nicole?
701.
Nicole?
701.
What was that?
No.
Shadow, tell them what they won!
A Chaos Emerald.
Every time!
Sorry, speaking of that, I'm reminded of that meme where it's just, and it could be that this was a quote from someone else, but it's still like good. It's like, what is it? Rouge is like, good luck getting the Chaos Emerald, and Shadow's like, I have no say in the matter. And she goes, die then.
Sounds about right.
Die then.
Die, potato.
I'm just no illegal. I've seen that meme several times, which is like have a good day. I have no say in the matter. Die then.
Very good. Very good.
I love all the female symbols on that big gear in the background. I'm not sure why those are there.
Because Zelda has a foof. And yes, we have hit absolute madness.
I'm gonna start calling it that from now on. Thank you, Tess.
Not to be confused with floof, because mew.
Yeah.
It's your floof in my foof. I like that. That sounds far more romantic.
Mew. Mew. Belly.
Boob.
Do you
I
just
wouldn't even call this complete madness. We're nowhere near complete madness.
I just love how Bruce turns around and presents his ass like, check it out. What's
Okay,
wrong, Link? Could it be that you are craving my minerals?
God.
Sinful.
I bet even the weakest of saplings could grow here. Right in here, in this hole, Link.
Oh god.
Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Stupid sexy Groot.
It's okay, Link. It's okay, Link. Just imagine him in his underwear. Oh god, he's hot!
Oh, good lord.
How the fuck did I do that?
Nitos, go away.
Eebly beebly. No more higgledy piggledy, only heebly beebly.
Yes. Like I'm just sort of waving the remote like I'm giving my wardrobe a good scolding. Like, no, 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 no.
Oh, I just remembered a goof where instead of where I was thinking about this earlier today, where you just like in a song where any song where it says like heart beating or heartbeat, you instead say heartbeat. Beep. It's my heart is beeping. Heart beep. Beep 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 beep. Listen to my heart beep.
I think it's the first time he said it, I thought he said heart meat.
Listen to my heartbeat.
Nom nobble.
Nom novel.
Oh, the esotericism of Bargo.
But you have all of the equipment. Are you like almost done with the game?
There's still an entire other quest arc.
Tad-tones.
Speedrun.
I don't dislike the Tad-tones.
Tad-tones.
I like how Discord cut out because it thought that you were a background noise.
Good. I am a background noise.
Eldin Volcano is worse, and I will fight you, all of Irish and a P.
Tad-tones.
I just noticed Zelda has a fucking tingle doll.
I don't like the way the rupees take up almost the entire screen and then disappear suddenly. Did you just sneak into someone's house
Yeah,
room?
no, he just sneaked into Zelda's room and he's like, gee, I wonder what she's got in here. Oh, wow. Oh, is this her journal?
Wow.
I think I'll read this.
A piece of art!
I stole her heart.
Oh no.
It's unfortunate. And concerning. Yes. What does this man have to say? He looks really, like, surprised and angry at your existence. He's got such, like, wide eyes. Am I far behind again? No, thank God.
Please, this is Daddy Eyebrows.
It's a review.
I'm getting older and I lack the vigor of youth. Your eyes say the opposite story, buddy.
I was absolutely not reading what he was saying.
Well, the potion master's been giving me a new potion, you see.
Unfortunately, the actual location of the Triforce is sorry, Tess. It shames me to say it, but... Do I know anyone else who might know the Triforce within Skyloft? No, I doubt anyone else in town would know.
So, of course, the answer is Space
Tess,
Whale.
just a moment! Huh?
Space Whale.
Surely you're familiar with Levius, this great sky spirit. Levius has served the protector of our skies for a long time. If anyone in the entirety of Skyloft and beyond were to know about the Triforce, it would be, yes, I feared it might be your next question. What?
Listen, I've heard rumors of the I've asked instructor Owlin. Owlin? Are you serious, Owlin?
Oh, everyone here has bird names.
That's dumb!
Owlin.
I like Owlboy. Owlboy is a good game.
It is!
Horwell,
You know Owlboy?
I know Owl Boy. I haven't played it
Thank you.
yet.
Good. Play Owlboy. It's such a good game.
It's been on my Steam wish list for a while, mostly because of the soundtrack.
It's such a good
Yum.
game.
It's gorgeous.
It's so fun too. It took them almost 10 years to make that game.
Yeah,
And you can see it in every single part of it is just saturated. There's love in every animation. It's so good.
There's a case to be made that games are better when they have varying ideas from multiple people, but when one person can create their baby, it's some of the best stuff I've ever seen.
And the dine, and even
It's
the
so
ocean.
good. It's so good. It was just 6 people. 6 people made Owlboy.
Yeah, that's
it.
incredible.
Yeah.
2 people made Anodyne.
And in the ocean.
And functionally 1 person made Undertale, because he's the only one that anyone remembers.
Well, it's him and Temmie Chang. Because Temmie Chang did all the art, but he did everything else. So, yeah.
Also, I was completely not reading the text, so I don't know if I'm supposed to go to the rainbow place first, or if I need to get the soup first. I probably need to get the soup first. The more I approach this island, the more I think I need to bring soup.
Well,
Oh, soupy soup.
Soup, just eat the contents.
the Ocean King.
Yeah. But to be honest,
Every
because of the time, I'm probably going to need to, I'm going to go to the Lumpy Pumpkin and then save and then end the stream because it is 11:15 and I'm going to need to attend to my parents and the closing of the year.
reasonable. Sorry, are there others? Is there a flying space whale in Zelda?
Yeah. That's what we're getting soup for.
The only whale that I know is the one that's in Phantom Hourglass, is the Ocean King.
Whoa, spoilers. Except
Also, the
that's not
one
spoilery thing.
in Link's Awakening.
That's not the spoiler thing.
Hey, I bet every space whale in Zelda is the same guy.
And it's implied that everyone's reincarnated, right? Link had a son named Link, had a son named Link who fought.
No, I don't think that's how the reincarnation works. Pretty sure it's different than that. But Link and Zelda and Ganon, I think, are reincarnated, or it's meant
What
to
about
be.
Raoul?
I don't know who that is.
Can you
What?
just imagine if
That
they...
creepy old guy slash the owl slash the old guy in this game with the massive eyebrows.
But can you just imagine if they were
maybe.
reincarnated with memories of being reincarnated, and Zelda is born and she goes up to the King of Hyrule Daddy, what's my name? Your name is Zelda, child. Oh, for fuck's sake. Not again.
I read I'm reading a comic where Zelda and Ganon both have memories of their reincarnations, and also Zelda marries Ganon. It's a good comic.
What?
Well, I guess it would bypass the problem. If
It's a good comic.
Well, depending on the situation. Yeet! I'm gonna splat onto the pumpkin.
It's explained better. She's just like, hey, instead of having a war, can we just skip that and just do a political marriage?
Anyway,
Huh.
I'm going to need to exquise. See, in my mind,
Yes.
I'm just going back to the Tumblr post. Oh. I need to go and fucking... We were talking about Owlin as well. So, I flew all the way to the pumpkin place, even though I don't need to be there yet either. Well, good. But anyway. I keep coming back to the Tumblr post about someone who's found a petrol station little shop, and it's called Come and Go, but it's spelled, I think, KUM&Go. And the post is something like... Come and go, or as my mother calls it, ejaculate and evacuate. and then there's this whole list of other things, I don't remember the others, there's that, and then jizz and jet. And
my
Splatter
God.
and get out of there.
I don't remember the rest.
God, amazing.
Auto cucumber. Anyway,
Burn.
I need to bounce. As Heather would say, shall we bounce?
Have a
Don't say
happy
that.
new year.
Have a year.
Yes.
No, we just did.
Yeah.
I don't want to get another one.
Too late.
Bye.
Bye.
I shall still be around, as I always am, just not in stream form, so...
Alright.
Yeah, that was fun. I don't know, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but that's a great enough way to spend my New Year's, just chatting with you guys.
Oh, I'm glad I could mean so much.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Now, here's a
Why are
question.
you all taking this so seriously? I'm the inner shitpost here. Yo, this year sucks.
You all suck.
Yeah, you all suck because you all existed in 2017.
So,
See you in 2018, sucker!
Bitches!
here's a question.
Actually, that's Tess's line.
When I do live streams in the future, should I just do it in this voice channel so that y'all can join in?
I mean, sure,
I would
if
be
you want.
happy to, if you want to.
Woo! Well, I mean, Danganronpa notwithstanding, because Heather and I need to get on finishing that. And the
It's a
third
very
game. And
intimate experience there.
then... Yeah.
Before anyone, or, Alex and Heather, Elliot asked me to ask y'all to voice some test lines, which are in the server, so if y'all have time.
Oh, for some reason Discord hasn't been, like, keeping up with me on that. Okay, yeah.
Discord hasn't been keeping up with the Kardashians.
Well, who has, really?
Well.
Can you?
But yeah, I'll get on that.
Alright, yeah, no, he's, like, he suggested that we record that together, so if y'all want to.
Alright.
I would just end the stream and then y'all can do whatever.
Oh, the stream is still going. Hey.
I'm glad
I
we
thought
could all
the
entertain.
Alright.
Okay, I shall end it.